Welcome back to another Untold COD stories slash glory days slash whatever you want to call it. The old and golden COD stories. We are here with an absolute legend today. One of my personal favorites, a great in the game. If you haven't heard of his name, then respectfully, you need to get to know, and hopefully after this episode, you will get to know. This is by far one of my favorite personalities I've ever teamed with, and I'll allow him to introduce himself.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'd probably be most people that don't even know. Yeah. Name's MadCat, I guess. That's what you can call me, I guess. Yeah. Played COD for about 10 years ish, like high level, pro level, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Um, yeah, did alright, I guess. Did
Done all
alright.
right. We won an event together. We were come on now. That
Yeah,
was
we did.
that
Yeah,
was
but
iconic.
that's what. Yeah, it's iconic, but that's how bad it is. It's that iconic because it was only one. Like that's
Yeah,
how bad it was because it was only one.
we're
Like
gonna get
the
in.
streets are waiting for that, bro. They were waiting for it.
And guess what? They got it. And the streets were crazy. The streets were crazy.
Yeah,
But we're gonna get
they
into it.
they
The
were
whole
so.
stories, everything we're gonna get into. This is gonna be a crazy episode. So everyone sit tight. Hope you all enjoy. Before we get into it, I want to give a big shout out to Prize Picks for making today's shows possible. Claim $50 with your first $5 pick when you sign up using the code Breaking Point. Click the link in the description to join the fun for CDL champs. Thank you, Prize Picks, again. Let's get straight into this show. Dylan Daly, MadCat. Where did it all begin?
What COD wise?
Yeah, just right. Because
Uh,
we've been
yeah, what?
we've been friends for a while. Obviously, like we've been distant, but like we can always reconvene because we don't need to.
Yeah, that's
Really,
life though. Like,
yeah.
like people come and go. Like, doesn't mean they're always gone. People just come and go, bro. That's just life. Um, yeah, like to be fair, like same story as most people, bro. Like GBs, well, people back then, I guess, probably they don't. Kids nowadays don't have that same story. So yeah, GBs from like I think like late 2007, maybe 2008. Just with like local lads, like obviously Devar, Con, a few lads from school, local area. Got into GBs really. Yeah, COD 4, bro, loved that game. Crazy game. Way way ahead of its time. Yes, I played that. World at War came out. Trash game. The second one was even worse, but the first one was awful. So we got rid of that game, binned it. Um, we got like that back in COD 4. Mod 2 come out, another trash game. Bin that in the trash. Quick scoping, we're not doing that. So that got binned. Went back to COD 4 again, like some people did, S&D, and then Black Ops 1 came out. I can't really remember playing the start of it, but I remember what got me playing competitive was getting in a lot of trouble in the area, in school, mainly school, and they excluded me for like back-to-back 2 weeks. So I was at home just doing nothing. And I remember I went CX and bought Black Ops 1. I was playing. I thought, nah, this game's actually pretty decent. Then running scrims, me, Con. Do you remember the S&D player Wardy from like back AW times Ghost?
Yeah. What was it? What was
Yeah,
his name? Was it? Did he have like?
just
Did he have?
Wardy,
Was it just Wardy? Did he have letters after it at all? No.
maybe, but yeah, I don't
What the
know.
name Wardy CW rings a bell, but I don't think it is.
That don't ring a bell for me. But anyway, it was us three, some Swedish geezer, and we were screaming, and we was all right, bro. I thought it was pretty decent, like nothing crazy, but from this people were playing them, it was pretty decent. And then Kong quit because the AK-47U got banned. Mad geezer, maddest geezer you ever meet. Um, yeah, and then I ventured out on my own, and then I was playing with like in the months around like B Sport and that, like they were been playing for months. Like they were kind of like ish known, mainly for just being little rats, really. But yeah, got involved with like that little circle, and then went to my first event with like a pickup team and did all right there, and then second event did better, and then went from there really.
So you're trying to like Black Ops One is when like he was like, yeah, this is the time. Like
Yeah,
it's a fun game. Like I like where this is going type shit.
yeah, I like the game, and because I think I started playing like the April, May times. Like the game had been out like 6 months. I was so far behind. I was just forced to just camp back at the map. That's how I came about, just camping on CTF, not moving at all. But like I'd pull out a sub and just start running around and just taking everyone out. Like literally just wiping squads. Like okay, I can do a bit more than camping, but the camping's where I'm at. I'll just keep the AR camp. So that's how I really got into playing competitive, I guess.
That was the Marky B strat back in the day. Black Ops 3.
Yeah, but
That
Marky was placing last. Like we was actually placing not last. Like Mark was placing last these times. Like we were actually pushing Sundays. Like we're seeing Sundays. Like Mark's not seeing Saturday. Mark's not seeing Saturday PM. Mark's double rounded.
bro, that's
Mark
where
didn't even get his
that,
wristband. Mark didn't even get the wristband. Didn't even get the wristband. You know what I mean?
bro, bro. Nah, there's bro. Mark's gonna watch this and be like, bitch.
He's fuming,
He's gonna be
livid.
so mad. He's gonna be so mad.
The whole of Scotland's gonna understand what's happened.
Hey, hey, Sean, you might get in there on you too. You know, you might have the whole nation on you, the whole Scottish geezers. Um, listen, you know,
Like,
obviously, back in the day, we all played with like, you know, people that you know we weren't. They were never gonna go pro. You know,
yeah,
take com
stepping
for
stones.
example. Yeah, take com for example. You know, I think com was like pretty decent, but like he, when I played S&D Charles with him, his attitude was crazy. You know,
Yeah,
like his
his head goes.
personality. Yeah,
Yeah, his
head
head
goes
goes.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
He was good. He was good in like ghosts. He was really good. Head just goes. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, listen, we can start talking about ghosts and all those times because that's where really like you know I started watching you guys and started playing against you guys.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, just take me through the ghost story because you had some good teams. You stayed on
Nah,
you
nah.
stayed on a
We've
few
we've
teams.
skipped, bro. We've skipped 2 important years, man.
Well, you want to go
Take it,
black? Oh yeah, yeah. Nah, that's on me. That's on
take
me.
it. Yeah,
Listen,
you
listen. I was,
skip way back, bro.
listen. I was skipping to Ghost for no reason, just
Nah,
because I
nah. No
remember that
one,
play. Black Ops
no one wants
Two,
to hear about ghosts.
Black
Nah,
Ops
nah,
Two,
take it back.
even further.
Mod free. You need to take it back to mod free,
Mod
bro.
free. See,
That's where.
this is where like you need to tell me because
Yeah.
I weren't watching comp
Uh,
and mod free. I weren't playing COD comp free.
Bro, COD in mod free was crazy, bro. Like if MO, it's a bit hard because MOG didn't have it because there was no LAN and there was only 2 game modes. Domination didn't really work on that game. There wasn't really a third game mode to use, so I think they had like 360 icons. Eagle was running tournaments over there. I think maybe UMG just first come around. I think over there they had like little shitty events, uh, but we had like the scene. Like they had like a few teams. I think everyone that was good over there, for the most part, went to just focus on school or whatnot. And there was a Battlefield tournament announced that year as well. That didn't go ahead. Um, which was supposed to be like a champs for Battlefield, like $1 million, which I think was sponsored by Virgin. That didn't even go ahead, bro. It was like I don't know what happened. It was like a fake tournament.
There's been a few
But
of
yeah,
those.
we had like some French, like was it nah, Amsterdam events were called Reflex, and there was one called Battle of Amsterdam. I didn't go to them because I was too young. What my mum wasn't giving me the passport these times. She was like, "I'm not giving you it." I was in like year 10. Yeah, year 10, I think. Um, but then there was 3 English events. There was 2 in Blackpool, EGR 5, 7, and 8. 8 was in Manchester. And yeah, we come second, first. So the only team that outplaced, wow, was that yeah, I was the only one on them 3 teams. So I only got outplaced by Optic the whole year. So they won first 2, and then we beat them the third one. So, bro, basically world champ, bro. Like last event, Modern Warfare 3, it was for about 500 quid each, but fuck it, oh well. But it was the champs of Mod 3 because the model for 3 champs was some pub shit, bro. No one's taking that serious.
You're about the
Still
Nitro
$1 million,
event.
but yeah, it was obviously $1 million, like, but we're not taking that serious.
Yeah.
comp wise.
I mean, 500 quid back to players then is,
Nah, I think it was a bit more. I think that one was a little bit more. I think they bumped it up because it was like 5, 6. See, the thing is, yeah, the Americans will play it down and say no one played that year. Yeah, and I get it, but they still had like 6 American teams come to an event in Mod 3, but we didn't have like 6 European teams going out to America to like Black Ops 3.
I mean, that was
Yeah, Black Ops
unheard of
3.
back then, you know?
Or
I don't,
even not even Black Ops 3. Not like obviously the champs take the champs aside, but until IW, there wasn't 6 European teams funding themselves out there to like IW.
nah, not at all. It's too
So like
expensive. But like, even back
yeah,
then for you guys, like, that would be unheard of.
or or even just think you're funding like 4 players to go out there, ticket, travel, hotel, bro. You're talking like 5, 6 grand for an event. Like we was begging to go to these events.
I
I
mean,
don't understand
even,
begging.
even like when Black Ops 3 and IW come out, like, teams would still, like, obviously we'll get to, like, talk about, like, Infuse and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but, you know, even
They
in
had
Black
no,
Ops,
they didn't really have no much money, bro.
yeah.
Like they had a few sponsors, but they weren't bringing in bread like that.
The sponsors
Like
were
these,
never, but they weren't bread sponsors. They were just, oh, you want some
ah,
control freaks? You want some? You want some?
exactly.
You want a MadCat gaming controller? You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't
That's what
bringing
I'm
in money
saying.
back
Like
then.
it, it yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, yes, that's how Mod 3. If we're being real, if you're talking top, give it top 5 players of Mod 3. You put my name in it. Pretty simple.
Is there any other
Um,
European players you'd put in there? Like
there was
top,
some talented players, bro.
like top
Talented, but
five of all time. Like you're
you
talking
have
like top five MW3 across the board. You're in there. Like no, no,
yeah,
no.
you have to put Optic top 4 because I hear like I heard I think it was Haggy talking about it or whatever, and he put himself in there and a few other random people, and I'm baffled. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, top 5. There was some talented European players like back then. Mod 3. I give my top 5 European of Mod 3. Myself, B Sport. Gotta put B Sport in there. Uh, Hammers. He's played for TCM. Bro, the guy used to play like that with his elbows on the table, like that right in front of it, bro. Crazy, talented. Um, Rich. Gotta give a prof. Do I? I'll give Swan. Swan for his shot. Yeah, Swan. I'll give Swan it. Yeah.
Swan for his
And
shot,
I
but
was,
not his iron boot Swan on that game, right? Is that what we're talking about? Couple.
I'd say like because I was Iron Boots as well, so I can't really say that.
That was an iron boots game, to be fair though.
Yeah, it was a stiff game. It was a stiff game because you couldn't really afford to go 4 down because you'd be in a spawn trap straight away. You weren't getting out of it.
My favorite thing to do in that game, because obviously I was a pub stomper back then.
Yeah.
Like the jump into a drop shot was so clean, like
Oh, but it
so
was
clean.
so fluid.
Yeah, so like the jump
That game
shot,
was so fluid.
like when you wanted to go, when you wanted to go jump on a guy that was sat in a corner, you jump around the corner and just drop shot. Like that was, bro. It was so clean. There was none of this like
Bro, jump
horrible.
shot and drop shot and everything on the game was so smooth. The gunplay was the ACR and the PPH was even the MP7. The gunplay was so good.
Those were the main guns that people used, right? They didn't use anything
Yeah.
else. Like the AR was
Wow.
only the ACR.
Yeah. There was a type 25 or type something at the start of the game, but it just melted. It was like a one bomb gun.
Yeah, when everyone
Wasn't gonna
found
get
out
used.
about the. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're on about the free rat. Yeah, no, that gun was crazy. The free rat
Yeah.
burst type. Yeah, you type 95, type 25. Yeah, I think you're right with that one.
Yeah, but
Was
that
there
game was underrated.
was there many events like in MW3 at all? Like, or was it just
Yeah, so there was at the start there was a few reflexes. I'm pretty sure like Tom won them with like Gataga and that. Targa won. Say Gataga won most of them, I think. And there was another Amsterdam one. There was all in Amsterdam. Then there was 3 EGLs in England and one in Sweden, but that was like a Swedish only event. No one went out there. And there's like UMGs. That's about it, really.
Yeah, that you couldn't even go to anyway.
Yeah, and I think they were just like pickup teams. Like, I think that famous picture with like Methods and Scump. I think that's from that.
Is that where he's holding up the? Is that where he's holding up the money?
Yeah, I think that's from.
Yeah.
And that's from Mod 3, I think.
Nah, those. Bro, that see, that's like that's like two different generations because like that's what I'm saying. Like we couldn't even go to those events, or like you couldn't at that point as well. You
Yeah,
know.
but the prize money, bro, is like they wouldn't even pay for people's fucking food bill out there. Like, you know what I mean? That ain't paying for 4 man eating IHOP every day. Like,
Well, that
we're not talking about steaks, talking about IHOP.
that's what people were. That's what people don't understand. Like back then, it was like that's the difference between the scene right now. Is like people play for the passion back then. You know,
Yeah,
like
pride, passion. Yeah,
you're saying like your like MW3 champs was like maybe like 600, maybe like 650, something like that, something across the ballpark. You offer that a pro now, say like yo, there's this online tournament for
oh,
600,
but
like would you
that ain't
run?
paying for these like shoes anymore.
That's what I'm
600
saying.
pound, bro. That ain't getting them out of bed, bro. They're not
Like
even going
that,
to the
but
shop with 600 pound.
they don't even look at it like that. They're like, what? I can't even buy a pair of Dior's with that. Like what? Like
That's
I'm not wasting,
exactly,
not wasting my
exactly,
time. I'm not wasting none of that time. That's the,
exactly.
and that's even an online tournament. That's just like you just not even doing anything. Like you try and tell some of the people these days, yo, listen, we got a little tournament coming up, $600. We got to fly to got to fly to Texas, little hour flight.
Yeah,
I'm not going to that. I'm never going to that. But like
uh,
back in the day, you were gassed to go to those. Like it was
yeah.
that was your thing, and that's where a lot of people
But
don't even.
any event you gas to go, bro. The prize pool could be £1,000, bro. You just gas to go there because there's got to be one decent team there to play against. It's just
Exactly.
land practice, bro. Like what you like, beat them on land. We could chat shit from for the rest of the time until we play them again.
That's what it was back then, though. Like that's even like
Yeah,
when I first started competing. All you wanted to do was like beat people that were like had warranted egos.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
that for example, like you first coming up or like someone like that, and someone's been talking shit to you online for like, I mean, what I'll skip forward to like a time in like Black Ops 3 when it was like us versus you versus Splice. Those are the
Yeah,
two. Online, my infused team was fucking crazy. But like,
yeah,
if
yeah,
we played you guys at LAN, like we always lost pretty much. I don't even think we beat you
yeah.
that year.
Nah,
And it
you
was,
never know that.
and it was always like, bro, these guys are such onliners, man. And there was no worse a feeling than getting bopped out of an event to you guys and then coming back to scrim you guys
And then beating us.
and then beating you.
Bro,
'Cause,
online COD just not. It is real, but it's not like. And like I think with online COD, from my perspective, is that like play for that long to that point that I just couldn't take it serious.
I mean, how was online COD
Like
and MW3?
yeah, there was a lot of. I think there was a lot of online players back in the day, but I don't know if that was like they couldn't translate to LAN. But like I've always thought if you're talented, you're talented.
Yeah,
Like
I've always thought the
like
same thing.
you're talented. Maybe just break under the pressure, but definitely there is some online business going like regardless because I've played at places where the internet's crazy and I've just ran through people. And I've played on internets where my internet's dog food and it's
I
just
mean,
impossible to play.
we'll talk about that DreamHack event. You know which one I'm on about. 100,000 bandwidth. AW. We'll get into that one too.
Yeah, but I think that was every event on AW apart from champs. I think every event on AW had bandwidth apart. But yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
did, but I'm saying about the time where you were the only one that had the console with that one and you felt like you were
yeah,
God. You
I
felt
ran
like.
that event. I ran that event. Once I got that console and that thousand and 100,000 bandwidth, it was a wrap for everyone.
All right, let's get into a game that I know you from very, very well in terms of watching old videos, hearing about you guys. Black Ops 2.
Solid game.
You, along with some other European players, were the dog's bollocks, pretty much. Like, you were class.
No, it was good. It was good.
You
Black
want to give
Ops
yourself,
2.
you got to give yourself some credit.
Nah, yeah, 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 yeah. Facts. Black Ops 2 people were getting spun left, right, and center. Um, yeah, Black Ops 2 was a weird one because when it first came out, I weren't really interested in it too much. Like I had like stuff- not stuff going on, but I had a life outside of COD like a Black Ops 2. Um, and then basically I think I had a bird then, and when that went to pot was when events started happening. I think we went to the first two events. The esports stuck the gaff out, bro. I'm pretty sure. I want to say he got 3 or 4 kills and a hard point, and we was not happy about it. Fuming. Like he was just playing League of Legends. Like you know how B-Sport is, bro. When he gets his head in like another game, and yeah. So we played two events. I think we come second in one. We lost it. Impact Haggy and that. We did all right there. We knew it was pretty decent. It was like, all right, B-Sport stinking the gaff out. He ain't really interested in playing, and especially when champs got announced. Me and him won 18. Um, so we kind of like made a team for after champs. So I think that everyone had their champ situations going on. So we
Because
give B-Sport the boot.
wasn't champs mid year?
Yeah, it was like April, March.
Yeah.
Like, we gave B-Sport the boot, and we spent the whole EGL watching. Well, we played against Jerd 3 times the whole tournament. Uh, beat him 3 times, but like we just like you know when you're playing, like he was playing with a guy called Sowers, McGee, and Lucky, and McGee basically all buns, bro. Like all
Sowers was the guy that was called was it SOWERZ, right?
yeah, all
Yeah.
buns, bro. But this they come third, and it's basically 1v4 and everyone. Like I watched him. I was setting up for a game on main stage and then watching him on the side stage, and he was playing against Prof like Swan and that, and he was just taking him off head glitches, boom, 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 sniping, boom, 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 boom. I was like, who is this geezer? I kind of knew who he was, but I didn't really know. And watched him like, okay, okay, okay. And then when we got home, I was like, oh, we need to get this guy. And picked him up, and he came with Epsilon, which was double whammy. He came with an org. We're picking this guy up. He's coming with the org that sends like that. I got a bit of money.
Oh shit. Oh, you were nice to then.
Yeah, so and at this time they were sponsored by Nike, weren't they? But they
Yeah.
weren't.
It was like
They just bought Nike.
what do they call it? Like a partnership, I guess.
Nah,
And
nah, it weren't even that. They
it
basically, yeah, they like they went to an embroidery shop that embroidered logos and that on Nike t-shirts. Like Sunday League teams that want Nike tops, they'll go there and
oh yeah, yeah,
put
yeah.
their stuff on there. So that's how they weren't sponsored by Nike. They had nothing to do with them. But yeah, so but we didn't know at the time, so we was gassed. So
Thought
we
you get free
made that
Air
team.
Forces.
Yeah, so it was like me, Exanity, Shane, and Jerd. And bro, we was wiping people for fun. It was cleanup time. We went to an event, didn't lose a map. It wasn't the biggest and best of events. It was in France. And then we went to Anaheim. Narrowly lost to Impact. Then we lost our heads and got knocked out by Doug Santa Martin. Awful loss. We never have no right to losing that guy on Black Ops 2. Um, and then Black Ops 2 played out a bit weird, team change and whatnot. Then there was a few 18 tournaments. Gfinity ran 2 18 tournaments, which took me out of both of them. Like Black Ops 2 was kind of shit in that sense because I didn't really get to play every event.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that event, that game. If I was 18 and got to play at the tournament, it would have been a lot better. But yeah, in terms of individual, probably top 10, bro. But that's just my opinion.
Nah, I think a lot of the OGs
Top
like
top
Damon and
five,
stuff
top
like.
five AR anchors, bro. Because not, but you can go watch it for yourself, bro. Against Impact, Pat Haggy didn't have a clue what was going on, bro. Baffled, didn't even know what was happening on the map, bro. Every spawn taken out, done. But
You got to
yeah,
think as well. Like that's the like pretty much like the birth of Jerd as well. Like he was good,
oh,
but
he was crazy.
like he
Like,
was
he was just
very.
doing things, bro, you just never seen from any player at the time. Like you had players like Damon. Damon weren't doing the stuff Job was doing then. Like Damon wasn't doing what Joe was doing. No one was doing what Joe was doing. He'd walk in the hard point and just boom, boom, boom. Like everyone dropped their controllers all of a sudden.
I mean, I've seen some like obviously like we team with Jerd and we'll get into it, whatever like that. But I've seen some clips on Black Ops 2 of Jerd and like obviously like obviously when we teamed we had like a lot of European fan base and stuff like that. I think if you guys had the spotlight back then that we did when we played together, like
But we
you
did though. Nah, we really did though. That's the weirdest thing. Like everyone knew us because before we went to Anaheim, well, we went and scrimmed. I want to say we scrimmed Optic,
was it on
MV.
stream?
Yeah, yeah, and there was another
Oh,
team we scrimmed on their host, smoking them, bro, smoking them on their host. It like obviously it's like lag comp and whatnot, but
yeah.
smoking them, bro. Like like just a shame we play shit to be fair, but like kind of was like the dog's bollocks at one point, bro. Like there was MRG pro scrims where basically Puckett ran this thing on MRG TV, like where you get it started off in America, but he brought it to Europe, where it's basically two teams going a best of seven, I think it was, or best of nine, and you just play. And bro, it got to a point no one would come and play us. He couldn't find a team in Europe to play us because no one would play us. Like I think realized his team tech. We literally it was worse than a pub match. I played prof, bopped them around. Uh, played an. I want to say after that, no one would play us. We might have played another team, but like there was one other team that wouldn't. Basically, there was like one other decent team. It was Carthago and that, and they wouldn't play us. They would refuse to play us. So it was basically like winner stays on, and it was so bad the winner didn't stay on anymore because no one would play us. It was embarrassing, bro.
I mean, you guys have always been like that though on Black Ops 2. Like that's when
The 100 point club, bro, started from Epsilon Black Ops 2. It started from us because no one could get above. Bro, if a team
is that
got
where the
above,
term came from too?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
I think if, I want to say Shane. I'll just give Shane the benefit of the tape. Shane started it, but we was if a team got more than 100 points on a hard point, it was all out war, bro. Our call was like a war zone. It was a fucking bad. If a team got over 100 points, it was bad. But even when a team got more than less than 100, we still dice at the game. We're still going through VOD. We're still spending hours on a codcaster. Not codcaster.
a
What's it called
theater.
again? Theater, that's it. We're still spending hours of theater, bro. Like, and there's other teams joining in on the theater. Like, we watched it with Kurt, watched it with like the other American players. Like, we're going through theater, bro, to look at little things. They were playing eights. Like, this is how much COD we was playing on Black Ops 2. They were playing eights after scrims. Then we're going through VOD and eights. Like, bro, eights is being VODed, dissected down to the T, bro. Like, bro, not even our own gameplay. Well, bro, imagine like spaces in the or like Embos is in the eights. We're dissecting their gameplay, and they're not even in the call, bro. They're not even in the call, and we're dissecting their gameplay just because that's how much we loved it.
You got to think as well. Like people ain't doing that these days.
Ah, no, no. They're probably going through VOD, but
Yeah, but
they're not.
like you've been there, and you know you've been through VOD yourselves. Like it ain't what like you guys used to do. Like you're saying, you used to
Nah, even like like years down the line, like of me playing, like I didn't watch hard. I didn't really even watch VOD.
but like
Like,
like back then, even like when I first came in, like a lot of people like we all demanded perfection. Like you're saying, like if you didn't 100 point club a
yeah,
team, like you were angry at each other. Like oh
yeah,
who done this, who done that.
especially in Europe when the talent pool is terrible. You have to be clubbing these people because they should be getting closer. Because then you're gonna go out and play people like Colin Optic, Envy, who can shoot back just as good as you. But you need to be prepared. You can't. You need to have every contingency plan down to a T. Obviously, if shit happens and you lose gunfights, you shouldn't and whatnot. But you need to be ready for what you can control.
Yeah. So your team was Zanity, Jerd, you, Shane, and that was like the best.
Yeah,
And that was like the best team in Europe, and like where would you put yourself
yeah,
in like
and
the American rankings?
we can't say that because we come. like we come like top 24, bro. So I can't even say that now.
Uh,
Like we stunk it out, but we was the best European team, and then I left. Basically, like the team weren't really. I don't know. I was butting heads with Vixanity. I left. I left to play them to show them. Yeah, bro. It's basically childish shit. Left them to play them to beat them, basically, to rejoin them, and then
was it
yeah,
like
the
to
end of
show
the
that? Was
year.
it to show that like, yo, you might need me?
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
childish shit, childish, egotistical, weird shit. Yeah. Then the end of the year kind of played out differently. There was like 18 plus tournaments. I think yeah, Gunch took my spot for that. They come second to Cole at Gfinity. Uh, yeah, then we placed like third at ESWC, and then Ghost happened, and then Ghost happened. Yeah,
Ghosts. Let's get into it.
let's get into Ghost. Shit game, awful,
S&D though.
awful game.
S&D though.
S&D game, top three, top three S&D games, but Dom was okayish. Blitz ruined it completely. But even Dom was trash. Like that, you can't play domination in comp. But yeah,
And you
Ghost
you
was
you you played that game from the start, right?
yeah.
You played it from the start. And who was your team going into it?
Same team. No, it was me, Swan, Shane, and Jerd.
Ooh.
We went to the first event, MLG Columbus. We placed top 12. Uh,
Which is pretty
pe-
good for a European team back then, right?
yeah, back then yeah, it was pretty good, but it should have been way better. But I think Jerd had a bad news that weekend, personal bad news. Like basically, one of our best players is chalk for the weekend. And Shane was how do I kind of put it without being horrible? Just weren't good. Like we're talking ghosts now, where you can kind of have a bitch player, but you can't.
You die so quick too.
Yeah, you need to bring gun skill to the table,
Yeah.
and obviously Shane's not known for gun skills. So like this is where the objective players were kind of getting pushed out of the way. Um, but they were still kind of relevant, but they were kind of getting more pushed.
They were more relevant just for like
Yeah,
blitz, really, like hide in a
yeah,
corner
but
and sneak.
like the people like Teep who had a bit of gun skill, but like can't really say Teep because how good he is. But people, role players are still cutting through at that point, but they had to have gun skill, and
Like
Shane would
that's
never really
like
had any.
Rambo, for example.
Yeah,
Like
they were getting away with it,
yeah,
but like you had to be a good objective player, and Shane really wasn't getting away with it. And he had a bad event, I remember, and then he's like, "Yeah, I can't do this, bro. Like, I can't be wasted away these years,
yeah.
especially how good we are." Because Swan had a really good event. I had a really good event. Didn't really expect much from Joe going into it. So then we dropped Shane, and this was when Champs got announced. And this was the first year I could play Champs, so I was mad hyped about it. I've been waiting like 2 years to play at a Champs. Obviously, these
Because
guys have already played
you're
at Champs.
18 at this time, right? For Ghost, you're 18.
Yeah, these I've already played at Champs. Like this, I'm not. This is my year now, and kind of dropped Shane without a contingency plan. But like at this point, we don't need one, bro. Like we can get whoever we want.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the joys of being like the best team
yeah.
in the game at that
But
point,
we
isn't it?
but the re but at this time trade, there is no one. There isn't anyone. Like the second best team, TCM. We don't want to touch Marky B.
You don't want Moose.
We don't want. Yeah, we don't want Moose. Like, we're getting rid of. We need a sub player to run around with Jerd, like someone up front of Jerd. So we can't really even have Moose. There's Flux, but he ain't all that. And then who was there for? Gunch. You can't have Gunch. Like
You got Swan.
yeah. So then we got to look elsewhere. And no, that was the year after that one. So we played with.
Because Tommy's still playing with Guitar at this point, right?
Yeah, so we asked Tom. Tom got asked, and he's like, "I'm telling you, my memory's top one." Tom said no, because at this time, me and Tom had a little not not beef, but unwritten or unspoken about tension,
Yeah.
just
I
from
mean,
way back
yeah,
years before.
just from playing.
Um, yeah, just from playing, bro. Just you know how it goes.
Yeah.
And we was trying to find people. I'm pretty sure we played with Rush, RIP. And that went okay. but it just weren't doing it for us. Like we're saying, like we're three players that are really good at this game. We need better than that. And then we got do you remember Luke?
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah, yeah.
played
I do. Yeah,
yeah
yeah,
Luke.
yeah, yeah.
We played with Luke, and we didn't lose a tournament with Luke. And I've known Luke for years before this from like COD 4, so I'm saying Luke's the man. We need to get Luke in. But they're like, nah, like you know what? People like they just want to play with this people they played with and know that can
Yeah.
deliver.
That's like
You know,
the
it's
whole
like the
like
familiar
friendship.
faces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
friendship, but not like just familiar faces. So they didn't really want to get him in. I was losing my head at this point. I was like, nah, we need to get someone in because we're close to champs. We need to play. I was like, these two ain't budging. I don't know what they want. Tom's the only one these two want to play with, and he's saying no. I know why he won't join. In my head, I'm like, it's me. I'm like, let me just get this all over and done with. Let me go join TCM for Flux, and they can get Tom, and Flux can go with them if they want. But Tom's gonna join anyway and take my place, so they're just in the same spot. As
Yeah.
long as I'm sorted in my head, we're cool. But it was a stinking decision, really, because they would have budged at one point, or Tom would have budged. Just waited it out.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
could have persuaded him at something.
yeah, we could have done something because going to champs with Mark was not the one, bro. Like, nah, 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 nah. That sounds harsher than it is, yeah. But bro, like, not to beat my chest up a bit too much, but bro, at this point, I think I'm the man. Like Mark ain't really on the levels. Moose is actually really good at this game, and Gunch is really good, but not to the level I was I'm expecting. But there were still really good players, but they
Oh
held
no,
their own. They
I
was
saw a
good.
Marky B
It
one
was
v
good.
four on Freight S&D. That guy
Nah,
was
but we're
looking
not
like
listening. But that was post champs, bro, and that was against me, bro, picking up for a team on the day. But that don't count.
with
That
the
needs to be
MTAR
removed.
silenced.
That needs to be removed off every VOD, bro. Every little fucking shit YouTube that's been compiled. Take it out, bro. Don't count.
Oh.
It's with JT, bro. Come on, man. And look at, bro. I got 16 kills, bro. And we're going 5-5 or whatever. Um, yeah, that's a whole rut that I ended up in after champs. But yeah, I ended up joining them. We won regionals. We beat Epsilon. But the weirdest thing, quick story. We went to the regionals. We won. Everyone played pretty good, to be fair. No one carried. Everyone played good on the team. But I just weren't feeling the team, bro. Like you know I am. I'm like that. Um, I was in the hotel room. It was me, Samish, Gerdinge, Gerdinge, Swan, and Tom. Maybe Tom wasn't there, but basically the agreement was as soon as champs is done, I join back to Epsilon. And then champs ended disgustingly, bro. People putting the LMGs on us with thermals. We thought the LMGs with the GA agreement. People putting LMG thermals on and completely shutting off lanes. But
Lost
we
your
lost the
head.
Mud Dog. It completely, bro. We played Mud Dog and Sovereign Domination, and he completely shut off the mid lane with the LMG, bro. We thought they were GA'd. Then, so we get out of groups. We played Cole. Obviously, Cole just ran through everyone this whole tournament. But we spawned up, we got 3 down. We're like, yes, this is us. This is our tournament. Damon, yeah, do you remember the wall bang on Octane Domination when you could wall bang in the one spot on B
Um,
Domination for the crate?
yeah, 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 yeah.
No one knew about it. This was the first time it was ever used. Damon 4 pieced us, bro. Or three or 4 pieced us. Well, after that, it was done, bro. We got mollywopped the whole series, literally destroyed. Then played a few bum teams. Went up against Looney's team. Went last map. I remember the first round. I set it off nicely 1v2. I domed Fierce off a head glitch disgustingly. Another the box. Oh, no, Octane. What? I don't know the map. Fuck it, whatever. Moving on. Champs happened. TCM no. I left TCM or no. It ended up bad. There's a video. There might be a video. Probably won't be on YouTube, but it was on stream. Me dashing the controller off Mark's head. Yeah, bro, moving wild back these times. Mark
This
got a
is like
controller. Mark got a
this was
controller.
pure passion
Dash
though.
stuff is.
This was pure
Yeah,
passion
bro.
though.
I was just loved it, and I was just so passionate. But I just got angry. I kind of still need to probably sort that out, bro. Um, yeah, there's a video of us pre-landing at the Envy Studios, and Mark gets a controller dashed off his head. Yeah,
I'm
that
sure.
ended
I'm
up
sure. I'm
sat
sure. I'm sure someone
in
can
it.
find it.
I'm pretty sure there was a conversation of keeping 3 players or whatnot, after champs or whatnot. But I thought I was going Epsi. They picked up B Sport after. I'm sitting there. B Sport ain't even played over the past few months, and before that he was buns at the start of the game. I was like, but whatever. They did what they did. End up being like a good team. Um, yeah, and then I was in the rock bro picking up for American teams. Got an American team into the American Pro League. Went out to Canada. Got kicked out of Canada. Um, that's a whole story in itself.
Like not
Basically,
even allowed in the country.
they gave me 7 days to leave the country. So, but the team was terrible. I went and played at the owner's house. It weren't all that, bro. Yeah, you know what it's like back then, bro. Like,
Change your perspective a little bit.
yeah, went out there, played like one pro league game. I thought I'm going home. I need to go home anyway. They kicked me out the country. So I went home. Picked up for JT twice. Worst thing I've ever done. I'd rather have spectated and just sat there playing them with my thumbs. Um, and then I ended up playing for Vitality towards the end of goals. So I just thought I need a team, man. Need to play. Can't just keep picking up for people. It's boring. Played
Yeah.
with Gataga broken and risking. It was alright for what it was. I mean, they weren't really gonna be able to play under like me, like the way I navigate and whatnot when I
Yeah.
played. A bit too harsh, bit too blunt. Uh, language barrier, whatnot. That was alright. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and then Tom left Epsilon to join them, and I joined Epsilon just for one event at ESWC, the last event of the year, and then then AWs after that.
Now AW is a fun
Great
time.
game,
AW is a fun
great
time
game. You know
because
what's sad?
go
You know
on.
what's sad? Before let's talk about just AW. It's sad because we went from boots to jetpacks, and it's like it it was too much of a change at the time, so people never appreciated it till it was too late. I think people started appreciating AW towards after champs.
Well,
Pre-
Ghost. Back to Ghost. That's where we didn't meet, but like that's how like we played each other in Ghost, right? In those Gfinity tournaments.
I don't know. I fuck those.
That's what I'm saying. We played it. I remember we played a bunch of pros in those Gfinity tournaments. Me, Blakey, Russell.
Oh,
We
the Russell guy. That
yeah
used to be a thing. Beanbag on Russell. If you lost a beanbag on Russell, it was a bad night.
yeah we played one of those Gfinity tournaments, and we won one against all the pros, and we was like, damn, like we might be like this, but like back
that's
back then,
how you come up, man. That's how you come up.
yeah,
Just keep
but
going, keep going until you find your way
like
through.
back then we even if you beat someone and like you beat a pro or like someone of like that high stature, you just got shit on anyway. Like, oh, this guy's just an onliner.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
no one. Like he's
yeah.
terrible.
But that's like the what's the word, like when people not trying to let you in, like
Yeah,
trying-
gatekeeping.
gatekeeping. That's it. People
Yeah,
gatekeeping, and like there was a lot of gatekeeping
but like before,
happening back
like
then.
back then, when you heard
But
that, like
it was like a lot of online content. We'd seen how many people got online and shit on land, and that
it's
was
like
probably the main thing.
because of that Orbit team at the time, it was Nathan, Hawkey.
I
Uh,
What checkmate on Ghost.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have much. Like that was when I was just in a rut, just playing for American teams. But yeah, they were really good online. I think they did all right on land, but like they weren't beating Epsilon and TCM who they were beating online.
Yeah, that's when I first started playing those little Gfinity tournaments with my PlayStation friends because we were on PlayStation playing those free EGO
Yeah.
tournaments, and we came over, and I was like, "Yo, maybe we should just try and play against these like pro players. We might be able to do something." And one Gfinity we won, but like even though we won it, it didn't matter. We were just getting shit on left, right, center.
Yeah,
Like
but you
we
keep going. You keep
yeah, no,
going.
for sure. That's what we all did. And we had Orbit calling us online players. And then we had like some of the pros like gassing us up, being like, how are you guys calling these guys online players? You guys are the biggest online players of all time. But
Yeah, facts.
that's where I came up and met a few of those people. and then obviously we go into AW, and
Great game.
unbelievable game, and that's when you're already like solidified. You go into
Yeah,
that
this point I'm
game,
like a granddad in the scene at this point.
yeah. You're like
But this was
you're
like
OG
AW was kind of sad, like for the scene. It was like for me looking back, even at the time, it was sad, bro. A lot of people that I called friends at events basically just moved on because they didn't like the jetpacks. And at this point, no one's really getting paid, so people are just like moving on with their lives, and a lot of people are older and whatnot. So yeah,
This
kind of
like
like if you
the
weren't
wasn't this
winning,
like
if
the
you
first
weren't,
year? Wasn't this like the first year when people started getting like decent-ish salary too?
yeah, I guess. But at the start, they like only like Epsilon and TCM were. I want to say TCM weren't even at the like going into that game.
Because
Maybe they were.
everyone's main goal was to join the FC, so you got a salary.
Yeah. So yeah, that it was hard, bro. Like, cause you gotta think like people at this time are hitting 18, 19. A lot of them players are like 18, 19. Unless you was in Epsilon, which they weren't making anything. So they just moved on with their lives, and that's sad because a lot of decent players have moved on. Um, these sort of times, people hit just moved on with life, university. Some people just fell out of love with the game. Some people just couldn't handle the jetpacks. But that's when like the European scene went from like a crazy scene to like small so quick. That's when like the influx of the new players come, like you, Ben. That's when you lot started breaking
Urban,
through because we needed new players because we lost so many.
yeah. I mean, trying to think about like who, because I didn't come straight in. I had to play.
No,
I had to play. I had to play with some people. You know what I'm saying? I
I'm
had to.
not. No one really burst onto the start of the scene at AWE, if I remember correctly. It was still the same people. I think like the new people started coming in around like the Amta Pro one times just
Yeah,
before champs, around that sort of time. I
the
think like you had the
Peterborough time wasn't
Bends.
it?
Yeah,
That was it.
that was it was Leicester.
Leicester. That's it. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Peterborough was
Leicester. It
like a
was a
Trei
rugby
MadCat.
stadium. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
rugby stadium in Leicester that we went to. That was the sort of time we had like. Remember, we was watching Ben play that event. They shit the bed. Dave Marsh. Dave Marsh was kind of established as an S&D player before that, but Dave Marsh, bro, on unrated talent, bro.
Oh,
You know Dave,
I
bro. If
guess
it
that they
weren't for
match it.
fucking GA, if it weren't for GA, Dave Marsh would be holding chips on chips on chips on chips.
Well, that's the event. That's the event where Copley got turned on, and we got 1v4'd by Desire at 5-5.
Yeah.
And
Oh
like,
yeah.
bro, that
Shit.
video is crazy. That's probably one of like, that's gone viral like back then, like, cause no one really knew
That
about it.
I
Like,
remember watching that. That was crazy.
yeah. You know, talk about Dave Marsh. Like, I don't think you didn't have a team with Dave, did you?
Nah. So Dave kind of enters the AW story a bit. Um, but nah, I don't think it would have worked with Dave Marsh. He's too
I
much of a
think,
troll.
yeah, I
I
think
would
you
have
and
loved to
Dave
team
were
with him, but he's too much of a troll.
talent
But Dave,
wise, like back in
Dave Marsh.
AW talent wise, I think Dave was like top 5 in Europe.
So let me get into it. Yeah. So AW. So when that Gfinity was Swan, no ESWC was Swan, Josh, and Jerd, and basically I was just like a pickup for the event, and then I basically we went into the year, didn't know what was happening. I assumed we was kind of playing together if no one had any other dealings, and at these sort of times TCM I guess was trying to poach Jerd, saying we're going to play to America, and that's what we all wanted to do, go play in America. They had that idea. I think he went over there, and then Swan went to Optic. Uh,
Optic
yeah,
Nation at the
so
time, right?
Optic Nation, yeah. So Swan went over there. So was kind of left in the like brunt of the TCM team. weren't going to play with them again. That was done and dusted. And then B Sport, but they kind of like but get me for that. They dropped me and then they dropped me and went LF1, and then Swan and Joe went their ways. Then B Sport come running back. Then it's like, who the fuck we gonna play with here, bro?
Who did Jerd join?
TCM with Mark. No, no, not Mark. They dropped Mark. It was Moose, Gunch,
Shane.
Jerd, and Shane. That's it.
Yeah.
Shane wormed his way into that team. I don't know how, but yeah. Um, So I was like, who are we gonna play with? And I spent a lot of time on Ghost playing S&D with Dom, and me and Dom are close these times. So I was like, yeah, I know what I'm getting from Dom. Fuck it, let's run it. These are like the first sort of times I'm like kind of getting. I didn't mind playing with new people that I haven't really played with.
Yeah.
Um, the whole friendship group, like, kind of was friends with Dom, but not in terms of competing. Like yeah, get Dom in. We got Pete in,
Yeah.
and we was getting ran, bro. Pockets were being ran. Like, well, I thought we're done. Like, we might not even break top eight at this first event here. Like, we're getting ran through in every league, everything. Go to the first event, win it, bro. Demon time, demon time, bro. I was being followed into toilets, bro. Demon time. I was hawking the whole event, bro. Spitting on everyone, bro. Even Dom was Dom's S&D spitting on everyone. Um, yeah. So then that event happened. We went to Orlando, play shit, awful, god awful, 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 awful. And then come back. Champs was happening. Then we got dropped Dom and Pete. No, we dropped Dom, got Tom in. Me, Tom, Josh, and Pete. Then Pete had a bird who was turning internets off. She was demanding he leave scrims and tournaments to take him to the train station. Oh, bro, we couldn't do it. And then the once we're mid.
Hey, we won't say no names, but we know who it
Yeah,
is.
we know if you're not the streets now, the streets now. Uh, and then we was playing CTF on, I think it was Ascend. Yeah, Ascend. And we was winning. It was a G Fin, and but he just disconnected, didn't come back. Like, we forfeited, paid 3-4, lost or forfeited or whatever. But nah, not this. Booted him, got rid of him, and we was begging Jared to come play with us. And these times, like, who we gonna play with? And then begging Jared, he ain't coming because he knows he's going to America. We didn't know at this time. Like, who we gonna play with? Now this was the year we played with Rush. Playing with him was like, yeah, he was good, but not really feeling it. Then we played with Dave Marsh. I never spoke to Dave Marsh before. Dave Marsh come in. We won the 2K and the 5K. I messaged Tom saying, get him in for champs. Get him in. He's crazy good. Get him in. EN18. Bro, you just got him in for 2 tournaments in the N18. We just wasted the weekends of tournaments and it's not even 18. I'm thinking, nah, this is done. We're fucked. And then I remember Tom saying, he's going to say never said this. Tom knows my memory's crazy. He said, let's play with quicker than you. I remember my reply was, I will not be coming to champs if we play with Shay. He ain't I don't even know his name is Shay at this time. I said, I'm not playing. I'm not playing at champs. If we play with quicker than you, I'd rather sit it out.
For
I
those
ain't
of you who
doing it.
don't know, Quicker Than You is back in the day, Black Ops 2 and stuff like that. He was a pub stomper uploaded to YouTube, trying
Yeah.
getting into competitive. I think did he try playing a little bit competitive on Ghosts? I think he did.
Yeah, he play with Lightning because that's when Lightning Pandas
Lightning
first started
Pandas, yeah, because it was a
with
YouTube group,
Shane
wasn't it?
and
Benny Central and
yeah,
that.
yeah, with
Um,
Shane and Benny Central and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah.
So then, yeah, and then miraculously Swan ended up coming back from Optic Nation, and we got Swan in, and it was me, Tom, Jared, Josh, won regionals, stunk champs out. Beast will end up being a main AR or an AR going into champs, which should never have happened. Yeah, whatever. That was a stinker. I played two. AW just was glide through. I think no, and then yeah, after champs, Tom went and gonna started his own team. Basically, I think we like pretty much we would have stuck together that whole team, or we would have probably got rid of Josh and got someone else in. I don't know. Um, but we did have the opportunity. Tom went and gonna started his own team under Vitality. That was it. Yeah, we would have stuck together actually, but B Sport didn't want to play under a French team, didn't trust them. And then I thought one. No, then I had an offer from TCM to go play with them in America. I was like me, B Sport, one who we're gonna play with. I want to go play in America. I took it, and the best thing about it, B Sport then joins Tom in Vitality, so all that for nothing. So then that happened. Went to TCM, got scapegoated for apparently playing too. Actually, let me get into it. Actually, so play with TCM, me, Jared, Moose, and Shane. was a weird environment. I don't know. Maybe I was like homesick a bit too out there. Didn't really enjoy living there. Everyone was basically living out of their own pocket. Basically, we're all broke at these times. Like no one's really got any money, and we're not getting salaried. They're paying for like one food shop a week. Obviously, paying for the housing. No one's really got much bread. No one's got a car. It was kind of depressing, bro. If I'm being honest, it wasn't
Just wake up,
whatnot.
COD, couldn't spend it, couldn't order any food, couldn't.
But yeah, we're ordering food, bro. But like, no one's really got bread to be doing it every day.
Yeah,
Like, and no one's, but we're eating shit, just frozen food, like just shit, bro. Like, it was unhealthy, bro. Like going from home to that was just so
home cooked
depressing.
meals.
It weren't the experience like kind of you expect or what you'll get now with the sort of level that sort of salaries and whatnot.
Yeah,
They weren't getting paid. I think they give up their salary to play in that house and kind of live off the savings they had. Um, but no one really had that much savings like that, bro. Like we're playing for a few £100 as it is every event, and even if you win all that, but you still got to live. You still got to feed yourself. You still got to clothe yourself. And no one's really paying rent at home in these times, bro. Like I'd break a bit of bread off where I can. Like I was doing that from young. Um, but yeah, it was depressing, bro. And then we went to an event. We were shit. But I played sick, like from what you can look at from the eye test. I played sick. I mean, played shit, but whatever. I held my own, like, and then I got dropped for playing for the loss. Apparently, I'm sitting there like, bro, there's not a man that wants to win more than me at this. Like,
yeah.
I think there was a video. I think they kind of over exaggerated where I nearly dropped a 50 bomb and I didn't get it, and I was like, ah. But that was in a sense of, I wish, like,
But getting a 50 bomb back then was like,
yeah, come on, man, like, let me live a little bit. But yeah, I got dropped from that. Then I kind of linked. I was waiting for a spot. Epsilon dropped Mark, joined them, played with Joe. When I got into playing with Joe Reese, Joe Reese, Joe Reese, Joe Reese, Joe Reese, Joe Reese. Who was it? Me, Joe Reese, and Reedy. Then we played with Guitarga. Then me and Joe went and played with Tom, Swan. Finished the year off with that team. Then Black Ops 3 starts.
yeah, because at that time I'm coming up,
Yeah, you're coming up infused.
coming up. I played with Copley. I played with a few more teams. I got in a really bad rut that year of like
But you
because
had that alright team with VWS. It was like that was like the
yeah,
where
Damo, Sonny
I
B,
first knew
and
of you.
no, it
Yeah,
was
when you
Aware, wasn't it?
was it?
Aware game and
I
me, Sonny, Damo, and Pete.
was it not VWS?
Nah, I didn't play for VWS. Because we took that. I had Aware gaming under my belt.
Okay, okay.
I'm trying to think. Did we play with Pete? There's no way I played with Pete and Damo. I would have lost
Nah,
fully.
nah, 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 nah.
Me, I don't know who it was.
Who was that team? Sonny Damo.
I mean, I have it here.
Sonny Damo. Oh, bro, I love that team as well. It was well, I lost that team at that DreamHack and was it groups? Sonny Damo. Oh, who was that team? Sonny Damo.
I'm trying to think.
I think that's when I first got introduced to you because obviously God being a close mate. But yeah, Sonny
Maple,
Damo. Maple.
Maple.
Maple, that's it. Yeah. What a talent.
So we started off. We started off there. That like you said, it's all stepping stones. If you're a good player and you get noticed at the right time, or like you put in enough work to get noticed at the right time, back then it was so much easier. Now, with like the word gate kept now is like crazy. Like at least back then, like even when you watch Judge, you like, all right, this guy's good. Like
Yeah.
I've watched it, the eye test, he passed it. Nowadays, like it's hard to get in, but when I was coming up, it was like you beat the shitty teams based purely off talent, and then when you came against the pro teams, you were hoping like you could back then for me it was like you were hoping you played well and shone against like
Yeah.
these pros just because like bro like who doesn't want to get picked up.
Yeah, then if your teammates show up as well, you might be able to take them to like a map 4 or 5.
Yeah, you take it to a map 5 and no one tells what happens then.
Yeah, and then your name's out there from that alone.
Yeah, AW was a very connection heavy game too, and that's when I had like the worst connection ever. I don't know if you remember, but I had 2 bar constantly, but just running through people like I was host, and that's when everyone's like, "Oh, Trey's never gonna be good on LAN. Look at this," and I've got clips of it, like because you play Xbox, you got
Yeah,
Xbox clip that.
Xbox clip it.
Yeah, and then you would just see like
Showing at the cam. Xbox clip it.
I remember one time, LXT, you guys
Oh, bro,
won.
every five Xbox clip it.
So like back on Xbox, if you were hosting and you said Xbox record that, Xbox
Or you,
clip
or you,
that,
or you, it was a menu button you could double tap
yeah,
it, wasn't it?
yeah, or you said Xbox clip that, um, you could, and you were host, the whole game would like lag,
Yeah, freeze
and
until it clipped it.
and we banned that the whole European scene banned LXT from hosting because every single time he died, he went, Xbox record that. So
Yeah.
we played this one tournament one time, and it was a grueler of a match, grueler. And I turned around the corner and I fucking slammed him. 2 bar, lagged everywhere, slammed him. And all you see is the game just freeze. LXT comes off spawn, pops a fucking 4-piece, and then you watch it back. And everyone stood still. The clips just stood still, and someone was streaming at the time or recorded it, and you just hear him go, "What the fuck was that? Xbox record that?" And he's come off spawn, gunned 4 of us down,
And
won
then
the
clipped
whole
it
match,
again.
and clipped it again, saying he just slammed us. But that's like that. Though when people talk about glory days, for me, obviously, like that was like my time coming up. But I feel like that's when the
Yeah.
EU scene was thriving there, and Black Ops 2. That's when the EU
Yeah,
scene was thriving.
end of AW start Black Ops 3 was like the revival of it because then we get the Pro League in Black Ops 3. We have 10, is it 10 or 12 teams that we have? I want to say 10. Was it
Yeah,
12 or 10?
yeah,
We get 10 or 12 teams. There's more things to play for. Then you have a few teams that are waiting for season 2 to break in. We have a few open tournaments. But yeah, like Black Ops 3, still a good game. Like that was a game where wish more events, open events, because ESL they ran it well, but they didn't have the. I guess they didn't have the facilities to run. That's why they tapped into MLG towards the end of the year.
yeah. I mean, even in AW, we had those Gfinity tournaments every was it Wednesday and
Yeah,
Sunday or Tuesday.
I think
They,
so. Yeah, something like that.
yeah, they were fun to play. It was just nice to be able to
Something to play and
yeah,
something to stream and something a little bit of money to make.
right,
Because we
like
was just running like
50
for the
quid
most part
each.
we was just running pockets, bro. Like eating good off that, bro.
That's what
Not
I
so
was.
much in Ghost because I didn't really play on a team, but on AW, bro, was a pocket season.
Yeah, especially like when we was winning. Like if we won those tournaments, that was listen. That's $3 kebabs for the week. You know, so like we were good. Like because like
Yeah,
even on AW, you weren't getting salaried really.
can't remember.
Like you might have
Not
been like
really.
maybe like when you played, but like obviously you said like TCM, like you were
I
paid out of
know.
pocket pretty much.
I remember that the first time Epsilon put us on a salary was the start of Ghost. Yeah, the start of Ghost. I think it was like either 125 or 150 quid a month.
Because
That's how bad it was.
when you guys came back from America, I was working with my pops at a green store,
I remember, yeah.
and this is when Urban, like this is where all of us come through, me, Urban, and Bance at the same time, and Shane comes back, and I get a random phone call, and I'm like, "Who's this?" And I don't want to answer it because it's one of those phone numbers you don't know, and I'm like, it could be like a
Yeah.
scam or something like that. I pick it up. I pick up the phone. I'm like, "Hello." He's like, "All right, son." I'm like, "Who's this?" He's like, "What do you mean, who's this?" I was like, "Who's this?" He goes, "It's fucking shambles, mate." I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, Dave Marsh. Dave Marsh put your name forward. Do you want to pick you up?" I was like, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah, we're on Epsilon. You're getting salary, £500 a month." So we get home. He's like, "Gfinity tournament tonight. You got to be there. It's in 40 minutes." Motherfucker, I'm working summer holiday. Like I'm working in the summer at a green store. We don't stop till 9, 10 p.m. This
Yeah.
guy needs me back home for 6. So
Yeah.
I go tell my dad, I'm like, yo, dad, I got like a professional opportunity. Like, boom, I'm getting salaried. Go home. We have a meeting, sign contracts, £500 a month. I didn't get that, of course. Like, they didn't pay us. They didn't pay us nothing. You know, they didn't pay us shit. And then, obviously, like that's when my story starts at like a team with Swan, Shane, Reedy leaves us mid season of those league matches because he doesn't fit. He says Trey's not good enough, and
No,
then
no, no. That what was that when he got Reese banned? Then we had to end up having to pick him up.
um no, because
Was
he
that?
teamed with Reese, or he was
No,
trying to get Reese banned, wasn't he?
you know, he got. We played. Was it used like that? We played with Solar Hardpoint, and it kept lagging out, and we kept replaying, and then
Yeah, yeah.
Reese said so much to Malmoth at Gfinity. Said some. Obviously, we
Oh
know what he
my
said.
god, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he
yes.
said that to Malmoth at Gfinity. He said whatever he said. We know what he said. Got him banned, and then
Yeah, took his spot.
Reedy, because obviously Joe and that were close. Like, yeah, we had just played with Reedy. Like, we had just dropped Reedy, so we ended up picking Reedy back up because we had played with him for so long and knew like to like scrimmed with him. Then he ended up winning it with us.
Yeah, because our Epsilon team,
Snidey bastard.
our Epsi team was terrible. I'll be real.
Ah, he was dog food.
Me, Swan, Reedy, and Shane.
Yeah, Swan we know Swan. Swan and interested in playing in that team. His head's not in it. He can't be asked.
Like respectfully, Swan's played with like Optic and stuff like that. He don't want to play with a guy called Trey
Yeah.
Zero. You know what I'm saying?
He
Regard,
don't want to play with Shane anymore. He
you
don't want to
know.
play with Reedy. He don't want to play with anyone.
And listen, I'm fighting for my life in that team because I was fighting for my life. I'm dropping like 40, 50 kills. Shane's on like 20 and 37. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, but I can't. But like
Fucking
when you're coming up, you
beggars
can't even
can't be
say
choosers at this
anything.
point. Yeah,
Yeah, like
beggars can't be choosers at that
when you're
point.
coming up and you see these names, like this is what like I don't understand with like a lot of people these days. It's like it's okay to be it's okay to have idols and people you've looked up to or like people you've seen and you're like, damn, that's cool as fuck. I want to do what he does. Like people see it as these days as like glazing or something like that. But like when I
No,
first came,
he needs some form of inspiration. Wherever you
yeah,
get it from is where you get it from. But some people try to downplay it as, but you've. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really watch much like COD before I started playing competitive. Like, I didn't really know any like players apart
yeah.
from people who probably play COD 4 GB. Like, I didn't know any of them, but I can't understand. But for the most part, you've watched COD to understand who's who. Especially nowadays, there's so much streaming, so much. Back then, you had to tap into MLG TV, pay. You had to pay for the subscription to watch the MLGs. Like, that was that back then. But like, now it's plastered everywhere.
I
It's been
mean,
going on for that long. You've
people weren't
definitely watched
streaming
his
back
player.
then
Like,
either.
I want to do what he's just done there on stream.
People weren't streaming back then either because you needed a PC.
Yeah, but you needed internet, bro. Like, you need a hall pog with a PC, a laptop or a PC, bro. Like, they weren't. Well, most console kids, they're fucking kids on council estates, bro. They ain't got bread like that.
I mean, this was my like genuine consensus as well. Like a lot of the people in Europe, I'd probably say like 98% of people in Europe like coming up that were pros back in like Ghost time, AW time, like we all came from nothing. Like we didn't have rich
A lot of
parents.
people do.
Like we didn't have rich parents that could just
Dave Marsh, yeah.
yeah
Dave Marsh.
they a little bit different. They a little bit different.
Dave,
But
Dave,
like
no, no, no. Dave Marsh's butler.
yeah, Dave Marsh a little bit different, but that's like the 1%, you know.
Yeah.
But like
No, no,
majority of
no,
people
no,
like
most people.
you, B Sport. I can't speak for a lot of other people, but I know back then, like
Yeah.
we didn't, it was either we made this our job and we went with the flow and it banged, or we were just gonna go work 9 to 5s. Like we didn't.
Nah, at that point I wasn't though. Like, I'd
No, that's what I'm
never.
saying. Like we've had full focus though. Like we had full
Yeah, like
focus on it.
nah, like even like when I was a kid, bro, just I was never gonna work. Obviously, now it's a lot different, but yeah, back then, bro, I was like, I ain't working, bro. I ain't doing it. Ain't happening. Like, even before COD, I ain't doing it. Ain't happening. Like, with the COD thing now, when getting higher, but bro, we ain't doing it. This has to work. This has to work, bro.
Especially when we
That's where the
saw
passion comes in.
especially when we saw it like elevate too, you know,
Yeah,
like you saw it like bog standard, like shit, we ain't got nothing to like,
yeah.
damn, we've got like £50 Ufinity tournaments every week, and then like,
Oh yeah, when Black Ops 3 came out and the bread started coming like a bit more, like obviously the bread was non-existent like in terms of salary, and now you're getting paid like what what my man over there who's an electrician gets paid. I'm like, okay, now this is making
setting
sense.
levels. Well, Black Ops 3, we're
Obviously,
getting
and obviously, if you're doing good, obviously you're getting more money, and obviously you start making more bread.
Black Ops 3, we're getting straight into it because you were making nice money in comparison.
Hey, it was that was like the start of
Millennium MadCat.
that was the start of I guess the bread part of like reaping the rewards of the craft, like I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like deserved, you know, like coming up from like I said, like MW3 to absolutely nothing to, you know,
But
that
I think
it's like a
it wasn't
process
just
that
us
you
that
feel happy
deserved
about.
it, bro. There was like a few teams deserved it that year, and I don't know. I don't know a little bit and whatnot of what people end up getting, but I think a lot more people deserved it. But I think for us it was a bit better because the brands that come with the team, me, Jared, obviously Tom with his streaming, Swan having his following from Optic, it was a bit easier for us to negotiate that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, did you go? You went into Black Ops 3 with that Millennium team, right?
Nah,
Nah,
we had Joe instead of Jared, and
but you
then
but you're still a Millennium though.
nah, it was
No.
in Vitality. We still under
Ah.
Vitality. Me, Joe, Swan, and Tom, uh,
Wait, I think I remember this because
and then
you got
Gataga come back and then play. Obviously, he was like the owner of Vitality, so we ended up playing under that. And I think you could only have one team, so we had to go make our own. Then and then Jared come back from America, and then we picked him up for Joe. But bro, like even that year is quite sad because there were so many teams that we were talking to get into COD, like Navi. Was it Nate? What are they called? Natus
uh,
Pro. PS
Virtus
team.
Pro.
Virtus Pro. That's it. Talking to them. Fnatic. Fnatic was like supposed to happen, but it just fell through. Even like the Navi was like they were all supposed to happen. It was just sad. Like I think they needed a bit more time to make it work, and but yeah, that ended up being the team. Won them the two splits. Done shit every American event as per. It was alright, yeah.
Because a lot
I
happened with
enjoyed the
that.
year.
A lot happened in Black Ops 3, especially when we first started out. When did do you remember when we found out there was going to be a pro league? Because I remember like all of us being so gassed.
Nah, not really. When I just remember everyone just saying, yeah, like time to put our heads down and
Yeah.
really go for it. Like obviously we always go for it, but time to really do this properly. And then we had that weekend with the qualifications. That was a good weekend. Everyone qualified. Happy days. I think we had a good meal at some Mexican restaurant in Germany.
Yeah, yeah, we did. That's
That famous photo.
I think yeah, there's a photo. So I think I got it on I think I got it on this phone. I got there. It's not charged,
Yeah,
but I think I've got it. That's a famous ass photo.
names
That's a
there, some faces.
bro. And you know the best thing
Yeah,
about it too is like it wasn't like obviously like when we were competing it was always like, you know, blood, sweat and tears, and like we wanted to beat everyone, but it was nice to see everyone getting some sort of payment, some sort of bit. Me,
yeah.
I,
That was kind of like the year where everyone started to like.
apart from Infused, I was making £100 a month. Marky B accepted a flak jacket
Yeah,
deal instead.
you lot got finessed.
Because I remember,
Marky B and freebies are just they
bro,
the duo that.
listen, if Mark got paid
I
every
remember the
time,
flat jackets. I remember the flat jackets.
bro, if Mark got paid after every good deed he's done a decent amount, he might be a billionaire.
Yeah,
You know,
facts.
we pull up to that event, and we obviously we didn't ask what everyone's getting paid. We didn't, you know, we didn't know. And then Exertus were there, Ben Desire's team, Vortex,
Yeah.
Hawkeye and that, and you know they're sat there and like they're like, "Yo, Trey, how much you making?" I was like, "Shit, we're getting paid like £100 a month." And he's like, £100. I was like, yeah, shit. How much you guys making? He's like, if we make the league, we make 1.2. I said 1.2. 1.2. So
Yours are flickering.
so I go up to Mark. I'm like, Mark, we got to sort something out here because this is like unacceptable. Like, imagine the amount of takeaways I can get at 1.2k, not £100.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I agree. This is actually outrageous. So we call the owner. His name's Andrew, Christopher at the
And
time, and this guy's flexing that he's just bought this new Volvo. He's just got an extension on his house, and he's just bought a new dog, And we're like, yo, Andy, we need a pay rise. Like, we need something here. And he's like, I can't really facilitate it. The sponsors aren't paying. So we sit there and we go to the ESL.
Who's paid for the extension?
We sit there, we go to the ESL guys, and we're like, yo, what's like the chances that we can just like switch org? Like, if we qualify, can we just tell our org to go? And they're like, no, like, you either play this tournament with your org, and if you make it, you have to stay with your org, or you don't play the tournament and you go for the online qualifier.
Yeah,
respectfully, I ain't going for online qualifier. I don't know what you take.
I remember this. I remember this at the event. Yeah, you was like debating whether it was worth going online and get booted, maybe.
Yeah, so we go upstairs into this office, with the big dogs, and we're like, we have a think, and we're like, yo, listen, we've played the Spanish online, we've played a few scrims against them, we're gonna lose. Like, I just know it. And I'm teaming with Petey at the time. Listen, I love Pete. Nervous wreck. We're losing. We're losing. All right, that's just facts. So we spawn in, whatever like that, qualify, and I can't remember what it is, but we get Mark to do like negotiation with Andy again, and we're trying to get a little pay rise, and he's like, "Right, lads, I didn't get us a pay rise, but I did get us Astro jackets, Astro flak jackets. They're worth £200 to £300." I'm starting thinking, are we for real? Like, are we actually like dead serious? So we go to our hotel room, and it's advertised they're waterproof. Dave gets Mark's flak jacket, puts it over the sink whilst he's out the room, turns on the tap so his jacket goes into the sink, and the water just stays there. Mark comes back. We get back after like a day of like photo shoots for Astro. Mark goes, "What the fuck's happened to my jacket, Dave?" He's like, "Oh, I was testing to see if it's waterproof. It's waterproof, Mark. It's waterproof." Mark just loses full, leaves the room, doesn't come back. But that whole year, I think that was probably the funnest year I've had in terms of playing with people.
Yeah, Dave Marsh alone, Dave Marsh, some of the stuff he does.
Bro, even after scrims though, like, bro, we used to form God squads and play wages.
Yeah, the wages. Mate, what God squad with Kurt? Because Kurt was like a pivotal person in every wages squad.
Me, you, Bance, Kurt with psychosis.
Yeah.
And I'll say it to this day. Black Ops 3 was probably the funnest time I ever had competing. There ain't really too much to talk about in terms of stories that year, mainly just because of like, listen, we were all just happy that it was.
Yeah, there wasn't much going on that year, really.
We were just happy it was starting to pop off a little bit.
Yeah,
we were
it was a good
making money.
Year.
You were making a substantial amount more money than me on Millennium. That's the year where I was actually fuming because I was like, wow, this is like my best year and I can't beat you guys. Like I was frying. We go to that stage 2 where there is a little bit actually where you or Splice threw a game in stage 2.
No, yeah, that was Splice against us.
So they didn't have to play you guys. They threw it. Who they throw against? It was like the French
against us. No, it was against us. They didn't try.
Didn't they throw another game too?
Maybe, but I know they didn't try against us. Like they were just doing. Mate, it was weird. Like they just
because the playoffs were like obviously they didn't want to play you guys. They would
because we had a shit online seasons. Like we had to play someone good.
Yeah, so they didn't want to play. They didn't want to play you guys at LAN, which respectfully, and they were like, "Oh, we'll easily beat Infused," and then that's when we had that. That's when we had that Garula series game 7, We come back from
Come back.
5-1
Yeah.
down. B Sport fucking heat waves the whole team. They've all lost full at him. But that's the only thing that really happened, like in that sense, like that year. Nothing
Nah,
crazy.
nah, nothing crazy. I mean, there could have been a lot of team changes that never happened before in season two, but nothing really happened.
Yeah, I mean,
I left Epsilon for 2 weeks. No,
and then
Millennium for two
champs. Yeah,
weeks.
we won't talk about champs. I got put in a
Yeah, and then
I got put in a blender. I
yeah,
got. If I placed first in my group, I got Optic. If I placed second, I placed Phase. And then when I won, whatever happened, it was we either played Phase or Optic. And then yeah, like we did, like we didn't have a chance. We didn't have a
yeah,
chance.
I mean, we had to have a pickup last minute. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was short, but
And
yeah,
then we got the best game ever.
it was a good game to be fair. It was shit to practice. IW shit to practice, but in a competitive environment, it was fucking great.
I
Every
mean,
IW event slammed. It was good.
I mean,
The scene was booming because it was like the first year.
booming.
Everything was open event, and yeah, Pro League was like open. I think it was a region lot, but like it was still open.
And then we had we started off the year. We went to PSX. You guys said no. Fuck that.
Damn right.
You guys said no. We're not going to that. So we was like,
I
yeah, sure,
thought
we'll go. That's when I was with
Dave Marshall doing the fucking
the
uh,
road the oh what was it?
it was like a scaffolding on Scorch
Yeah, but he was flying outside. What propulsion with the
propulsion.
robot?
That's it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
propulsion jump
yeah,
with the unlimited thrust.
yeah, unlimited thrust. Yeah, and then that's when I think it got like nerfed, didn't it? Or it got like
They got
GA'd.
nerfed. Yeah, they got
Cause
nerfed. They
uh,
got yeah. I think no. I think it
I
got
think the
changed. Yeah.
pros GA'd it and then it got nerfed and it
Yeah.
just weren't good anymore. But obviously, there's a lot going on this year because this is the year that me and you teamed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start of the year, you guys weren't too great. Your
Me.
team.
Whoa. It was all right. Wasn't
I'm
the
not
greatest,
saying
but it was all right.
that's what I'm saying. You weren't the greatest. My team
No, it
wasn't
wasn't
the
the greatest.
greatest. You
What did we
know.
do? We come second to you guys at that London event, and then we went to Atlanta. I want to say maybe Atlanta placed. That was the first time I ever lost to Mark on land with a full team. Yeah, we were shit then. Fuck it, we was awful. Yeah, we was damn awful. We lost to Mark. Lost to Mark, and then went to ASWC. Somehow beat E United. I just won the event before. Placed like fourth, I think, that event. But like the event, we was just arguing the whole event. No one was really wanting to play with each other. It was shit. Beastport and Ben going at it. Beastport acting weird with Epsilon as usual. Um, and it was like, let's drop him. I don't want to be here. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Or he left. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he left. Actually, we didn't even drop him. He left. I thought actually we was gonna stick together. Then he left
Because I
and
started
was
off the
like
year. Who did I start the year with?
Reese, Joe, and Dave.
Reese, Joe, Dave.
And then you went till this point because then
Yeah, our first event we got. You remember the first event? What was it? Vegas.
Vegas was the first of an action. Not
Vegas.
yeah.
Yeah, Vegas first event.
You got lost in the open bracket, didn't you?
We got top 48. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reese got drunk and showed up hungover. And
Yeah.
then I went 0-6 last math against Juju the Don and Human
Fuck's
Jesus.
sake. Yeah, because we nearly lost them to get out into pools.
Yeah.
Then yeah, so then Beastport left, and then was like, okay, who do we pick up? So it was like just your team. Who was looking at okay, who do we pick up from Orbit? It was like kind of like the option of Reese. It was like kind of like we like the option. We like obviously everyone loves playing with Joe, but it's not what we need. Will Reese work in his team as personality? Don't know. Uh, Dave Marsh won't work. Obviously, you was sick. It was like get Trey in, pick you up.
Well, like so before that though, the story was obviously we had our owners were like Patrick and that, and
Yeah.
after it was the EWC event, ESWC, sorry, the French event.
And
Um,
IW. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, because you remember the time we always used to clown on Fnatic because they never made a Sunday. They just couldn't make a
Yeah.
Sunday. That was
But
always what you
you
say.
like played decent that event as well, didn't you? But you lost to Ben White
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
Fnatic.
yeah. No, we lost to Ben, right? I'm pretty sure we did. Like we didn't have a great event, but after that event is when I think that's when you text me. I think it was you. Um, basically like we want to pick you up, and I'm like, shit, I'm down. Let's run it. But at this time, I'm speaking to Patrick, and who hits me up? Marty, the owner of Splice. He hits me up, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like, are you ready to sign a contract?" I'm like, "Marty, we've got buyouts and stuff like that." He's like, "No, there's no buyouts. Rated told us there's no buyouts. Like, he's going for free." I said, "Rated ain't going for free. I'm not going for free." And I found out that Reese was just gonna sign a contract with you guys and just talk of his contract. And if they want to take him to court, he was just gonna, like it was whatever. Like that's how it was back then. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm like trying to do it all legitly. I'm trying to do it all. Um, I was in that weird spot of my team don't want to play with me because I'm trying to leave, and I'm at the point of I've told Patrick that I'm not playing for him, and he's got me in a call with a lawyer, and like this lawyer's like,
Fucking hell.
yeah, at the time it was my buyout. Yeah, bro, my buyout he asked for was 90,000. That's what
Fuck that.
that's what
Nah,
that's
at
what
that point,
my
that's too.
I'm not motherfucker, like it's IW. We're making 1.5k a month. Where are you getting 90,000 from?
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
when I heard that, I said, listen, I'm not playing with you guys. It's done. Like you're asking for 90,000. That's whack. And he was like, all right, I've lowered it to 50. Like, come on, bro. Even 50's
Yeah,
absurd.
he's still taking the piss, like.
Like even 50's absurd. So I think they come to an agreement on 20,000, which is still
I didn't even know that.
yeah. I was
Maybe I did back then, but
yeah. No, I cost 20k back then, which that's probably that's hey, that might have been like
that's
record
decent.
signing. Like that might have been
That
a
probably
record
is.
signing fee.
That's decent. We'll take that.
So obviously, we get that sorted out. Um, play with you guys. Everything just clicked like that. There was not like
Yeah.
everything just clicked into place. Obviously, I've never really like played with you or Jerd, so like for me, it's like obviously I'm like still. I know I'm fucking really good, but I still gotta like I'm still like a little bit gassed. I'm playing with like Jerd
Yeah,
and
like a lot.
MadCat.
Yeah, look, probably from like when you come in, like a lot of your teams was like laugh first, play second.
Yeah,
Ours was always let's laugh after we win. We
yeah,
can't laugh until we've won. Let's not. We can't have a good time until we've won
yeah.
because
I
we're
mean,
here for business first, and then we'll have a laugh after. Because like even when we won that event, I didn't fucking laugh.
I was my thing was is I was always
You
used to
lot
be.
went out for fucking. You lot went out for drinks, and I was just sat at the hotel. I was like, yeah, this was supposed to happen. Fuck me, how long's it taken?
I mean, when I first joined the team, I was like, because I've always used to being the best player on all my teams.
Yeah,
And even though like obviously like I had like really good events for you guys and whatever like that, I never felt like I was the best player on the team because of like our teamwork in general. Like I was only the best player on our team because like the way we played and how we set up for like
yeah.
victory at that point. And then
Yeah, I can't, I like the way we set up that team for the
yeah,
most part. Anyway, like I felt like the way we had the team.
I like that.
I'd
I like
like the way me and Joe like ran the team because like we
yeah.
kind of just left you and Ben to just like just because you were so good like just especially around that season one time just fly just do what the fuck you want.
I think it was cool as well that like we all like you let me and Ben be like kids, and like you and Jared like would join in and like have fun too. It wasn't like you know, we were
Yeah, because
actually
we were still young then.
we were
We
actually
weren't old. We've been
yeah,
around for
no,
ages, but we were still young.
you know, I think because we had our first event, Dallas.
Yeah, we placed fourth. That was a good event.
Yeah, and that's when we knew we were fucking hot as shit. Like we
Yeah,
like that we
we
like
we had something.
we finished that and we was like, okay, like this actually
Yeah,
might be
we
good.
knew we had something.
And then we go to that Birmingham event.
Fuck the Birmingham event. Let's not talk about fucking shit.
We go to Birmingham event, and yeah, we were absolutely tucking everyone 3-0. We
Oh,
didn't lose a map.
decent.
We didn't lose a map going into the final, and then we get double best of 3. We get double best of 5, 3-0, 3-0. Your Cronus is fucking going screw with.
No, weren't yours the first series?
Oh yeah, I think I definitely got shot on. All I
Yours was the first series, and then we changed it. We changed everything, and then we start the second series, and it was mine.
I
I
remember
remember the
because
first map. It went to the
breakout hard
wire,
point.
breakout hard point, yeah. And I had a free kill in the back of someone, yeah. And I'm shooting like person's here. I'm shooting, following them, yeah. But my bullets are going here, and my bullets are following them, and just kept missing. And the guys got in the hard point and killed the person at the hard point, and we lost. I was like, what am I supposed to do there?
I remember we all lost our heads. I remember that meeting we had in the room after me, you, the team, and Swizz.
It
You
was like
know,
3, 4 a.m. and everyone just laid down like fuck this shit.
we was like, what? Because back then it was like obviously like the Cronus, but like we obviously got like 3-0, 3-0. So it was like, what's the fucking
Uh,
issue? What's the fucking issue? Because I'm pretty sure we flew straight to season 1 playoffs from that
yeah,
event.
we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, literally straight away.
We finished on the Sunday, packed our stuff. Monday we left straight away, straight to the airport. Flew
And we
to
were supposed
season
to
1.
pre-land.
Yeah.
This is no where no where did we no we went just straight to season 1. Yeah. Fast forward a bit. Before we played at that won that event, you remember we went to Boston and we were supposed to pre-land. We did content at Boston and then we were supposed to pre-land again in Columbus and it weren't set up. So we didn't play COD for a whole maybe a
Oh
week
my
or just
god, I
more than a
forgot
week.
about that. Yeah, they want us to go to
We didn't
Boston for
play.
content with a whole ass fucking setup and pre-land that we got promised,
Yeah,
and nothing was there. And I was sharing a room with that random guy.
yeah.
Like we get there and he's like, "Oh yeah, Trey, we got like I'm staying in a bunk bed with our." I think it's the content guy that's taking pictures for
Yeah,
us. We've never met him
yeah, yeah.
before in our life, and I'm sharing a room with this random ass guy, and we don't even get
And
to play
then
COD.
yeah, we didn't
I,
play COD for like a week. Then won the event. That event was
yeah,
crazy. I remember we played FaZe, I think it was.
yeah.
And me and Joe go back in the warm up. We sit down and we looked at each other and said, "What the fuck was that?" It's like the guys was 1v4'd. It was like, what? I was like, I've never been like we looked at each other like we'd never been carried that bad before.
Because
I was like,
we got
this,
there.
this is what we've been begging for all these years. Someone to carry us this bad.
Because we got there, and I think we were still a bit annoyed. Well, the best bit about us is that we could laugh about situations. So like
No, yeah, no,
not
that's always been a thing with me, regardless of what's happened personally, in game, out of game. Like, as soon as we get to the event, bro, as soon as we put the headset on, it's forgotten about. Is what it is.
yeah. We pulled up to the event. Whatever happened happened. We had a. Everyone says we had a blessed bracket, but like we worked for that bracket.
No, so let's go over this year. So let's talk about the whole snaking thing. So going into it, our round one was Evil Genius's nameless. I think it was Study Nameless Havoc. I'm around this. Yeah, I think I got 3 of the players. So they were the only team to say no. There wasn't agreeing to snaking. Yeah, so we've got the only team that's going to be snaking at the event. So what the fuck are we going to practice? We're going to practice snaking. Do we practice to snake? So they're not going to agree. Our practice should be snaking. So why are we going to not snake after the round one just to benefit everyone else? So we're going to snake as well. So we snuck,
It
and we
was
snuck our way to a win.
nameless study havoc Nagafen.
That's it.
You remember the E6 when we played them, and we're waiting to go on stage, like we're waiting around the back, we're ready, and what was it? Jordan General comes up to me, and he's like, "So no snaking," and we're like, "Respectfully, buddy, we've been scrimming with snaking for about.
Now, if you remember the event before that at Dallas, his dad tried to say something. Do you remember? And I switched at his dad. Do you remember that? And we was on the side stage, and he said something, and I just switched at his dad.
Was
I don't think we was even playing him.
wait, they beat us, didn't they? Was it? Did they
Nah,
beat?
they didn't. Nah,
When
nah,
did,
nah.
what event did they beat us at? And I cussed out his mum because they were calling out
Nah,
on the side stations. Oh, I think I was with a
nah, that
different
was
team.
your team. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
your team at the start of the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I cussed out his mum. Like
Yeah.
all I heard was like, yeah, no, I'm lucky to be alive right
Uh,
now. I'm lucky to be
yeah,
alive. I'm not gonna
nah,
lie.
they ain't do nothing. But yeah,
But we pulled up to that event, and I literally remember this. Like Jordan General was like, "Yo, no snaking," and I'm like, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, what? We're snaking. He's like, wow, you guys are losers. I'm like, motherfucker, we've been scrimming snaking for the past 3 months. You think we're just coming here and we haven't been practicing snaking? Too fucking bad. Next thing you know, we're going shameless. We're going balls to the
nah,
wall.
who cares? But we nearly got reverse swept by them.
Yeah, but
That
like,
was squeaky bum. And
yeah,
then we
what was it,
beat
game five?
FaZe. Yeah, we nearly got reverse swept by E6. Then we beat FaZe, and then
Yeah, we slammed
losers fight.
phase.
Then we went into the finals and beat. No, yeah, well, I think winners finals was FaZe, and then grand finals was LG. We won that last map on. Got the map.
Scorch.
That's not Scorch.
Last map?
That's not Scorch, is it?
Yeah.
Nah, is it Scorch the hard point one with the
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my
construction
god.
site?
Hang on, let me
Like,
check.
there's two construction site ones.
Yeah.
It's only played on S&D.
Yeah, no,
Was
you're
it?
right. You are right. You are right. I've got it though.
Yeah. Then we win that. Solid win. Yeah.
Crusher.
Crusher, that's it. Yeah. So we win that event.
Hey, please tell me you remember this though. All right, obviously we play phase. I have a
Yeah, I know
fucking.
you're about to say 5-5-5. I call out to go to B with the street. You said no, let's go A. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck's it? It was a good because it was a good. Now look back at it, it was a good play because they four man hit the point and we wouldn't have been able to call that streak in anyway.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like
Because the time wouldn't have been able, we wouldn't be able to put it in.
the phase match, whatever. They got slammed. Right,
Yeah, you
cool,
slammed them. You
cool,
pissed all
whatever.
over them.
I was like, I was Jesus at that point. Going to the final, I didn't have the greatest finals. I think, I was definitely nervous going into it. I think we all were in some manner.
Yeah, everyone that nerves are good. Like everyone's
Yeah,
nervous.
because obviously, like for one, we're in the finals. Two, like we're like the only Europeans that have ever done this.
Yeah, this said it like
This is history.
yeah, people have touched finals, but no one's even touched an American final at this point. Only
Nope.
at ASWC.
Yeah.
Yes, like yeah, this is the first time it's ever been. Yeah,
So we spawn in. Obviously, win that map, win this map, go last map. It's a grueler back and forward, like an absolute grueler. We hit the 5-5. Obviously, I'm like the new guy coming in. They've picked me up. Dill's called out a play, and at this point, I would say like Dill and Jerd are like obviously like IGOs, but for some reason I don't know why, but they listened to me.
I thought that because if someone calls something, we need to do it.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm more confident in doing your play.
But at the
I'm more
time,
confident. But I'm okay with dropping what I'm doing, yeah, to do yours, and I'm still confident in it. But if I say no to you, were you going to be confident in what I said, and you going to hit it as much as you would with your own play? Let's go with your play, because I'm willing to hit that bomb just as much as I am to hit the other bomb.
yeah, no, for
But
sure.
would I not? Me saying no to you, would it knock you down to the point if we hit that other bomb? Is your head going to be in it at that bomb? So I'm happy to go to that bomb.
We are in two different minds of like,
Especially the way you've been playing. I'm happy to go to that bomb. Fuck it.
you
You
see,
best get a kill out of it.
at the time, I'm sat there think like when I'm hearing you play, like something just took over, and
It
I
just
was
didn't
like,
make sense. Yeah.
something just took over me, and in my head, I'm thinking like, bro, Dill's a vet. Like we should he's
Yeah, but
made
it's
the
not.
play. He's made the first play cool.
But someone's not making sense though.
Everyone's agreed. And then I just blurt this out. I'm like, fuck it. Let me just try and fucking say this. Because everyone can just be like, no, let's just do plays deal. We called it. Like, let's just fucking stick to it.
Yeah.
and everyone, even like, we have that like 5 seconds till we start. You call it, I call this, and just in that blink second, everyone like, I remember it. You just go fuck it, let's do Trei's play, and we all run
Yeah.
in there,
But
balls to.
that's how I've always played. Like at an event, if someone calls someone, no matter how outrageous it is, yeah, unless it's completely outrageous, do it because that person's guaranteed to get something out of it.
I just remember
You
hearing it
just got to help
comes.
him. He'll win you the round. Just got to help him because he's that confident in it.
I remember hearing the comms. It was Bance that had the streak, right?
Yeah, it was Benya.
We all get into A. It's clear, all right. That's like, for starters, that's my heart, like, settling down a
Yeah,
little bit. Because listen, if that
yeah.
was an all-out 4v4 and we lost, like, oh my god, I'd have been fuming. And I'm like, yo, calling the streak, and Ben's like, all four at B, all four at B, and I'm sitting there in my head, I'm thinking, we're hoisting the fucking trophy. Like, we're about to lift this
Uh,
because we're about to have bomb down. It turns crazy. Judd gets the first kill with nice. Then he gets a second kill with an FTL, and like, bro, that feeling, like, I don't feel like even if we won more after that, I don't feel like any feeling would have beat that feeling.
that was a good win. It was. I remember when we won. What ever after the little fucking shitty interview that went on, and me and Jared went and sat down, and he was like, "We finally did it." We both said, "Fucking how long this took." But like that, yeah, you played crazy that event. Never been carried out ever before.
I mean,
To 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 that point anyway, like actual wins like that transferred into actual good tournaments.
yeah, and then we had that. We had some stints. You know what really fucked us up that year? Like, we actually we definitely could have done so much better. Like, I think we
Yeah,
both know that. But the practice in Europe fucked us over. No one wanted to play us. They
yeah.
couldn't touch us.
Well, we had to play Epsilon because of the league, and then they played so weird that
It made us change our way of playing.
yeah, we
I
changed
think
certain ways we played certain maps, and it fucked us, and it fucked with
I think
certain
I think you even used an MV4 and I used the fucking K bar for a
yeah.
little bit. I think that really did screw us over.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
did because it not it. I'd say it not knocked your confidence, but you was so good with the gun that me saying certain things to take off on certain maps probably pissed you off a bit and whatnot. But he was just trying to just
I think that's
try work with what we had. And we didn't
I,
have much to work with.
I think that was the competitiveness inside us both, though. I think,
But like even when we got to champs, like that went out of the window, and we just went back like the headset went on. I mean,
yeah,
we lost a narrow to Optic. We should have beat Optic. Uh, and then we got mopped by LG on an absolute mad spree. And we got our worst maps in the series
yeah,
as well.
that's what I was gonna say. See, you remember exactly the same shit as like me.
Yeah,
Even with the competitiveness, so like you said, like that's why I really like. I feel like that's why I really like teaming with you, because whatever happened off the headset, when we put that thing back on, it was just straight back to work, and
no,
there
yeah,
was
always, bro.
never any bad blood.
Because we've got money to make, bro. We've got bread to make. Like, we've got wins to be getting. Like,
Yeah, and people. I've seen people fall out over that stuff, and that could never be me. Obviously we know we could have done better, but going into champs, like you said, like, we were playing Optic, we choked versus Optic, should have put them into losers bracket.
yeah,
Play LG, we know we can fry LG, and then boom, because there was no vetoes, they just give us our worst 3 maps of all time. What was it? Breakout, Hardpoint, something
Com
S&D, and then what was that?
precinct uplink, precinct uplink. I remember saying going into that series, I remember saying get to that fourth map and we'll win. We just need to get there somehow, some way. We need to get there, and we just never got there.
We got slammed on that precinct over there.
Lamb. I remember just saying we spawned up at the end. I feel like maybe even like 2 minutes to go. I remember just like lads, after this we ain't got to play this game again.
I think I remember, like, we done like been a good year. We done what we needed to do.
Yeah. Then
Fuck
we just
it,
started shooting in the air.
bro. We hopefully there's a mod of that, because listen, we gave up after like And I don't like we never gave up. Like there was never an
Nah,
opportunity
but
for us to ever go.
you know when you're out of a game and when you're done, and we
Oh
was
yeah,
just done.
we were lost. We were lost. And
We
then
weren't even in the game.
I got
And
dropped.
then, but do you want to talk about that or we're
Yeah,
skipping
for
it?
sure. Nah, we'll talk about it.
It-
You know, after that game,
I
you
got a
know,
good memory, but I got a good memory. Ben might chime in, whatnot, but yeah, Ben didn't want to play with you. Um, in my head, I didn't and did. I didn't like the fact that when we weren't playing great, you and Ben just didn't call out, didn't give us nothing. I think I fucking brought that up so many times.
yeah.
Just didn't get anything from us if we weren't playing good. Um, but the talent was crazy, and then yeah, Ben was just adamant he wasn't going to play with you. There was no real talk around it, and then I think we made a decision. Knew it was a shit decision. Went to go back on it. Obviously, you said no. I'm not. What's done is done. And then didn't Ben try and go with you at some point?
Um, what happened? Obviously, I got back. I thought we was all sticking because we had a pretty good year.
Yeah,
You know, we won. Obviously, I think those last two events really did like put a hit on us in terms of like where we were at as
yeah,
people in the team. You know, we saw in those last two events, we definitely saw like the worst parts of each other as
yeah.
teammates. You guys dropped me. It was kind of funny because I didn't know I was getting dropped, but everyone in the scene knew I was getting dropped. So when you
Same shit
guys,
as always.
yeah, because I think you sent the message, in the Skype chat, um, basically saying that like, you know, I'm dropped. You know, you feel more confident with Tommy because he's a proven boots on the ground player, and I was like, cool, that's fine.
We did the swap straight away.
Yeah, because
Okay, now we told you late then. Fuck me.
as soon as I got dropped, I was going to my ex's house, and then I got
Yeah,
dropped, and I was like, you know, I was a little bit upset.
yeah,
So I went home, like drove straight home to sort out my team shit, and
yeah.
B Sport Josh just calls me out of nowhere, and he's like, "Ah, oh, they've told you then." I was like, "Huh?" He was like, "They've told you," and I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "Oh, we've been waiting to this for 2 weeks. We want to ask you to like
Yeah,
join us."
no, 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 no. They were waiting, yeah. So this is how it went, yeah. So there was three people on the table. It was Reese, Joe, and Tom. So I wanted Reese. Ben wanted Joe, and Joe wanted Tom. Yeah, and no one was budging. Like I think at the time I was willing to budge on Joe, but at that point it didn't make sense to have Joe on the team. I was more onto Reese, but I was open to Joe. Joe weren't breaking on anything, and Ben weren't changing. I thought like Ben was open to Reese, but he weren't because he just said it wouldn't work. Personality was. Then I can't deal with all that shit. I need a team, so I think I said fuck it, go with Tom. Then we got Ben to persuade him to get Tom in, and then didn't Ben try after we got Tom in? Didn't Ben try join you lot, or you lot try get Ben?
I think we tried getting Ben when we were making our swap for B Sport because
Oh, this is further on in the year after like, the third event.
yeah, because so I'm sat there, we finish this event, whatever, like that, and it's me rated B Sport and Joe. Obviously, not like the slayest heavy team of all time.
Yeah, you need to get rid of B Sport or Joe for
Like
someone
we were doing
for
well
someone that, yeah but to really get that edge. You need some more kills.
because I'm pretty sure we
And,
play.
and out of B Sport or Joe, I'm going Joe every time.
I'm pretty sure we got second with B Sport and Joe.
No, you did because we got second, then you got second.
Yeah, because when you guys got second, I was like, oh shit, like
Yeah,
they
see,
made the right
that's the
choice.
thing. We got second, and then Tom done some disappearing that bro. We didn't even see or hear off Tom for ages. Like going into that New Orleans, we didn't even know what guns to use. Like, bro, we played Haggy in the group's first game. He fried us map one, then told me what class to use, and then we beat him. I was like, bro, I didn't even know we were supposed to use the bar. I'm
Because
still using the FG,
you remember at the start of the game, I was
the
using
STG. I
the
mean.
You remember at the start of the game, I was using the M1 Garand against you guys. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
you were like, what's that gun? I was like, it's the M1 Garand. And you was like, no, it's not. Like, I know you're lying to me. And you started using the M1A1 carbine. And I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's the M1A1, like M1A1, like just two bulleting, man. And
Mm,
I've always prided myself that I've always found the meta. I've always found the
yeah.
meta. Even the FG42, you know, the whole scene swears that weren't me that started it. They said it was Gunchy. Listen, Gunchy ain't started shit. That was all me. I started that because I absolutely blitzed them all in a scrim like 40 bombs every map with the FG. But because Gunchy then went on to scrim like 6 teams because their team was ass,
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, Gunchy's got it. But no, it was, I can't remember what event it was, but I'm sitting there. I'm taking a pee at the time, and I get a text from Joe. It's like, oh, if you're gonna drop me, just drop me now. And I'm like, huh? Yeah. He was like, yeah, like I'm not playing around with this. Like, you know,
Yeah, you know what Joe's like?
yeah.
That's Joe all
He's
over,
like, he was like, oh, listen, it's between B Sport and me, and respectfully, like I know you guys, you know, think it's me, so I'm just gonna like go. I'm like, Joe, I'm dropping B Sport. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm
He's
dropping
gone.
B Sport, and he takes me back.
Yeah.
He goes, oh sweet, who we getting? And then at the time we was like, you know, do we get bans? You know, I think we were supposed to start the year off with Moose. It was between Moose and Rated,
Fucking hell.
and and DeQueeve, but DeQueeve didn't like me, so he
Yeah,
turned
the
his.
Queen said no, yeah.
Yeah, DeQueeve didn't like me, so he said no.
Awful decision. Awful.
And halfway through the year, he texted me and was like, "Yo, I regret my decision." I'm like, "Well, it's you
Yeah,
know,
damn what you should do.
it's too late now." So yeah, obviously we did try getting Ben, but obviously he said no, he wanted to stay with you guys. But that's like after your guys' second is like when you guys like really like,
Yeah, we just
you know,
yeah,
like it was just
we broke
stagnant. Yeah,
quickly. Broke quickly and then we should have made it just talk about I don't know if it was talk about roster changes, but there was after before Birmingham there was because we didn't make playoffs, and then we come second and it was like we're supposed to pick up Matt, but talked about picking up Matt. Second kind of masked it over, didn't pick up Matt, and then after we were so bad after that, no one even fucking wanted to play with us. Well, I think there was a stint where people were supposed to go here, there, and everywhere. But World at War, I hate them sort of games. I didn't like the game. I didn't like playing it. Didn't like scrimming it. Didn't like anything about the game. Hated it, and that kind of tanked my stuff. But I think there was supposed to be like more roster changes off the back end of when you picked up Matt around, yeah, that sort of time there. And no one was giving me a look in, bro. I was like, wait, you like real buns, really? Like
I do remember that.
we get off this shit game and you like real back in your places, like sitting there. But I'm the odd one out. I'm like, I've been running this shit for 7 years. Like, this is a shit game for me. Fucking boohoo, and I've still got 2 seconds. Half of you lot, apart from you lot, no one else has seen a fucking
Motherfucker, half the people
top
won't even seen the
six.
Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. And you lot, I got better stock than me. You lot didn't even see the Sunday in this game. I got 2 seconds. I was baffled. Yeah, that then and we get. I think like the team changes happened. We weren't really in that circle, and it was either PT or B Sport. Both shit pickups, like both shit at the time. Like don't want to pick up either of them. If I'm picking up one, I'm picking up B Sport. At least we can kind of get a teamwork going.
Yeah,
Got B Sport in. B Sport ended up being our main AR.
I remember
Awful
that. I
shit.
remember that.
Shit team didn't work. Never gonna work. Yeah, and then the year ended, bro. We were shit. You like were good. We were shit. Bombed out of champs. Shit. And then Black Ops 4 happened.
I mean, I mean, at the time as well, like we're struggling to have a good champs. You know, in my whole career, I don't think I've had a good champs bar that London one. You know, every single time, like even that World War II time, we're looking at it like
I
even
used like were good going into it, but people go missing and not going to bed until like 4 a.m. So
yeah, we won't get into that. You know, we
but yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, it's when it you know, I feel like when you're at that level where you're that good, back then a lot of people just like egoed it. You know, it was like I'm the guy. Like type shit. It was like,
Everyone thinks of the guy, but that's the competitive environment. Everyone has to fit into the shit.
yeah, nothing. Like I said, nothing really crazy happened in World War Two either. It was just like shit year for you in terms of like you just didn't like the game.
I hated it from the get go. Hated it.
Trying to think
No
if we got.
trophies. I was like a fucking nade magnet the whole year, bro. Every nade hit me, bro. No one died to nades but me. There had to be a stat somewhere. Most nade deaths, me at number one. Only number one. No second, no third,
Yeah,
just me.
I'm crying. I'm trying to think like if anything drastically happened that year either.
Nah, bro. Like a good event, a good year for events and whatnot.
Yeah, it
Um,
was a really good year. We had
yeah,
the pro league still.
yeah, probably was good. We played out in Easton. That was a good place. It was a good year for like chilling and not chilling, but like social aspect of it was alright.
Yeah, and then we get into a controversial year for you, in my opinion.
Oh no, that was the chalk. Just the chalk.
No,
Just
no, I'm saying Black Ops 4.
yeah, just the chalk it.
Well, the reason I say controversial is because listen, you guys start the year off.
Yeah, so
Um,
yeah, but before we even get into it, bro, so my stock was tanked, bro. Like was basically in the third team in Europe. Like obviously you guys made your team, got Ben in. Then the second team got made, which was ended up being reciprocity because they had somehow more stock than we did. Uh, Mind blowing. Like I kind of get it, fair enough, but mind blowing. Like not gonna get into too personal on certain players and whatnot, but certain people not good. Let's put it that way. So then I think it was me. I think I paired up with Dave. Beastport was paired up with Alex. End up making two join together. I didn't really want to play with Beastport. He didn't really want to play with me. But because I had Dave, he wanted Dave. We wanted to play with Alex. He had Alex. Made the four, and then we were gonna get Tom in. And Tom was like, kind of like not egging us on. He kind of deserved to egg us on if he did anyway, because what we did to him in the World War Two year, and whatnot. He ended up joining Reciprocity, and we was left with Petey, bro. No one wanted to play with Petey. Had to get Petey in. No one liked it. Whatever. Went to the first event. It was top four. It was top four for guaranteed pro league. Didn't get it. Got sixth. Then after that, bro, no, Dave was doing disappearing acts just like the year before through Tom. Disappearing acts from Dave. Petey and B Sport and Alex not waking up for scrims. This went on all the way to fucking qualification. Get there. Norton 5, bro. I'm sitting there punching tables up because I'm fucking getting mad. But we're losing, bro. We're losing. No. I got mad, yeah, because we won a map against the Spanish, yeah. But everyone's celebrating against us, bro. Every map we're getting shouted at. Everyone putting it all over us, bro. We won a map, yeah. And obviously I celebrated, obviously. I look around, bro, and I'm looking at death. Looking at death, bro. Just pure skeletons next to me, bro. Just corpses. Just sat there, bro. No fate. But we're only like 0-2 at this point. We still got 4 more games to go. Anyway, lose against. Well, we lost to two Spanish teams that event. Lost to one of them. We started punching the table up. Lost me completely. Hands swelled up like a fucking balloon.
I remember that.
I'm sat there. I'm sat there in the fucking snow. My hand in the snow for ice. In the
Well,
fucking freezing cold.
you had that Vegas event
Oh yeah.
where you had that Vegas event where you guys were on a like absolute run. And
Yeah, they played sick. I played sick.
if you
Alex
got
played
top four
good.
that event, you auto qualified for the league.
Yeah, we missed out by one series. Miss out on that. Then go to the thing. Go Norton 5, and we still can fucking qualify for this league. Norton 5, by the way.
You can
We
still
can still
qualify.
make it to that bracket. Do you remember that bracket that you
Yeah,
guys were in?
you can still make it.
Norton 5. We just have to beat the Aussies. Not even Mind Freak, the shit Aussies. We have to beat them 3-0 or 3-1. We just can't go last map to them. So, bro, me and Beast will have a legacy series. Legacy, bro. I've never seen us shoot this well, bro. Legacy, I'm pretty sure I went like 28-3, and he went like 27-4. Legacy series, got fourth map. Dave shot shooting fucking dot to dots around people, whiffing annihilators, whatnot. Then that happened. It made a league, and then yeah, kind of like chalked it up playing. No, I think come back, kind of thought about stop playing, end up playing for like a week or so, chalked it up. But yeah, I'm done. Can't really be asked competing again. Obviously, still was in and around whatnot. There was nothing else really to do.
Yeah, you were darting around playing some like S&D tournaments and
Yeah,
2Ks and everything like
and
that.
then they end up playing champs with Chaxter and BB Con and Harry and that beat Genji. Woo woo woo, fucking
You
boo
had fun
hoo.
with that team though.
It was like a decent laugh to be fair. And didn't know any of them apart from Hawkeye. Probably Hawkeye, the worst player I've ever seen on LAN, bro. I've ever seen on LAN on my screen. I felt like fucking throwing the monitor out of his head.
Oh my god.
Uh, yeah, went to champs, beat Genji, woo hoo woo, and then go into Modern Warfare. I kind of get a friendship bringing by Ravens. I think that was part Dom, part Matt. To be fair, part of them all. To be fair, I got a friendship bringing for the year to get me on a little
Because what you
fucking
got? You
and
had
me.
Joe, Shane, Dom coaches.
Yeah, come on, bro. They're giving me the look in there. I got the bringing. The game with a little 50. Told me to chill at home.
Just
Told me to
say,
chill at home.
yo, Dill, we respect you for your time and
Yeah,
bringing up the sea. Yo,
you,
you relax.
yeah,
You relax.
you deserve this one. You deserve this one. This is your last year. You deserve it. Go chill. Then yeah, I just played challenges that year. I enjoyed it. To be fair, it was lockdown happened. I ended up, to be fair, I should have went over there and played in the main team.
Yeah,
COVID happened.
that was when I
I think then
was
now you took the spot that I was gonna, yeah. Then
yeah,
you went from New York
cause
to there.
yeah, I got dropped on New York and they kept hitting me up, but every time Matt hit me up, he would just ghost me. He was like, "Yo, you want to play with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Like, get me in, like ASAP. Like,
Yeah,
I'm down." And then he done it twice to me, and then the third time he done it, like it was actually serious.
yeah,
And then it kind of was like running a bit slow, and I found out it was because they were waiting to see if you could get out there. Um,
yeah. So I was supposed to go out there, and then I got a taxi to Heathrow, which cost like 130, bro. So I'm like, yeah, they're good boys and whatnot. Got out there, gave them my passport. They were flicking through. They got to the visa. I was like, yeah, this visa can't get in the country. I'm like, bro, I'm like, there's nothing you can do. Shirang border. Like, nah, we're not accept. Like, so like resident or immediate family that got that live in the country.
yeah.
So I got a taxi back home. Yeah, and just played out the rest of your challenges. We felt I was pretty good at that year, that game, but I've been playing for like 10 years at that point, bro. My time was up. It was time to say goodbye.
I mean, you won a bunch
Um,
of like Challenger Online tournaments. You got first at Seattle. You got
yeah,
first at the Seattle one, first at the Florida one. You won like man,
it was all right.
you won some good money that year. I'm not gonna lie.
It was
Yeah,
a lucrative for what it was, bro. In
hey,
COVID,
you
it
hit a
was
lick
pretty.
that
It
year.
was all right.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. You
yeah,
hit a lick.
that 50 G's was a bringing. But yeah, like, and then after that, as when I didn't get into the America, uh, I knew in my head it was done. I said, yeah, let's focus on the future. Um, Still play and whatnot, but let's get the future sorted for when this game ends. Got that sorted. Tried to dabble and do real life and card, like a bit of Cold War. Couldn't do the challenges thing. Couldn't juggle it. It was can't really do it, bro. Like when you really want to have a life, then yeah, that was me, bro.
I mean,
That
yeah,
was the end of it.
you had your you had your lady at the time as well. Like, it's hard. You can't juggle challenges real life at the same time because it requires too much.
Yeah, it requires
Especially
too much off you, bro.
especially when you're not
But
making any money from it. Like
yeah,
and I'm
but
talking
it's
salary.
alright for the kids, bro. But when you're getting older, bro, like when you're a big man, bro, you can't be playing challenges, bro.
I will say though,
No big
like,
man can be playing challenges.
hey, that year I couldn't make it out because of COVID. London screwed me over, but I'm looking at your last tournament results, and me, you, Urban, and Joe did win a little S&D
Oh yeah,
tournament together.
You remember it was late night and it was the play map.
Checkmate.
Checkmate, yeah, 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 we won that, yeah. I remember that. He still had it. Still had it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, we were, bro. And at the time, Urban wasn't competing either. So I think, I think we were
No,
chilling.
no.
I think we were chilling in our Discord late night, and I think we just like got bored and was like, "Yo, you want to play this S&D tourney?" And I remember like our Discord was called members only. We went in
Yeah.
there, we made the team members only, and I think we just had fun with it, bro. I
Now,
think
to
we
be fair,
literally wanted to straight having fun.
at the start of the, was it Cold War that year? Is that Cold War?
Yeah,
But the start of Cold War, bro, I ran the S&D scene over here. It was in a complete headlock, bro. I'm pretty sure I was playing with some like that was it CD. I was playing like 2v2s with a guy called
oh, I
CD.
remember that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
CD from like Middlesbrough or whatnot, and then yeah, bro. I tried because Joe played that year, and I wanted to play with Joe. I thought, yeah, I want to play with Joe.
Yeah,
I tried juggling it, but
you played a
I
few
just
with
couldn't do
Joe
it.
Nelson and Wee Man.
I played the first cup, and after it, I was like, I can't do this, bro. I can't do this. I'm done, bro. And then I just was done with it.
Yeah,
Did I play
you
after that? I don't know if I did.
you played one last tournament, the Ridge Wallet off-season series of Black Ops 2. You played a
I
Black
know
Ops
yeah, that
2
was a
tournament.
throwback
You played a Black
with
Ops 2
Con.
tournament with Cammy, Sunny B, and Detain.
Uh, is it Detain?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jed.
Shout out Cam. Shout out Sonny.
Yeah, you got
Final tourney.
you played that, and after that, you didn't play.
Uh,
Obviously, life's
yeah,
taken
that was it,
over.
bro. Yeah, bro. Fucking, it was a good run, bro. I can't lie. It was a good run. Fun, you know. Seeing like the friendships you get with it, regardless if I don't speak to everyone or not. But yeah, it was a good run.
You know,
Did
it's
alright, I
like
guess.
the way I see these friendships. It's like me and you, we don't speak every day. We haven't spoken probably like a year or so properly. Um,
Yeah,
but topic of discussion, like you said, like when I brought you up in on that stream where I deemed you as
yeah.
one of the
That
most.
gas was crazy, bro. Got a text from like Trey's giving you gas. I was like, link me. Person's linked me, and I was like, "Raw, what's that?" Text him was like, I was like, "I appreciate it, yeah, but that he ain't wrong." I mean,
Listen,
no, I mean, yeah. And I text back, I text him back. I said, "He ain't wrong though, is he?" I was like, "But I was like, he's wrong. That's top 5 ARs is crazy."
hell no. Listen, there are multiple people that I look at that hold a place in my heart, like a good place on some like like real like like we went through some shit, especially that year, ups
Like
and
you do when
downs.
you're in the trenches, man.
We went through some shit, year of ups and downs. You, Judd, Ben, like regardless of like that win alone just cemented like you guys as like like that's like brothers for life type shit. You know
Yeah, when you go for the trenches, you'll never forget certain people.
exactly, and I'm one of those people that don't speak to everyone on a daily, but I'm still gonna like you got brought up and then me and you had to get me on the show, and then I was like, bro, I want to do one of these with you because you've got a bunch of stories, we've done shit together, like everything just works out. um and one thing I do want to one thing I want to do in the future is like get like get like a group of people like me, you, bands when we're all retired and just sit down and just shoot the shit for like 3 hours. I think me,
And we can though,
you,
because Ben's basically retired anyway, bro. He's playing
yeah.
challenges over there.
Like, could
He's
you
got the
imagine
time in his hands.
me, you, Bance, Kurt, Swan, Judd? I don't know how we're gonna make it happen, but like, I feel like that'd be one of the greatest like sit downs of all time. You know,
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would just
but
pick everyone's head where they at in certain points of these certain stories.
bro, like
Everyone's perspectives.
even this
Because
one, we
like
were
a good one would be Joe, bro. Because you never even knew what he was thinking about when all this was happening. Apart from what he told you, he'd only give you about 10% of what he was actually thinking in anyway.
Yeah, and the rest of the time he's just shouldering, you know. But like we've been doing this over 2 hours, and I feel like I've just been chatting for 30 minutes, you know.
2 hours, more than that, innit?
So 2 hours, 10 minutes.
Oh fucking hell.
But yeah, to be fair, I think that's like the rundown of the stories. Really, we've gone through a lot of. We've gone through pretty much every year you competed, every team, people you didn't like. Who's the worst player you didn't like playing with?
Well, have you got any questions like for quick fire rounds?
See, these ain't really for these shows. They're just more like we just let you talk. I don't really got any
Oh,
questions though, but
worst, worst,
I want to come
worst.
up. I want to come up with some on the spot. That's why I'm doing this one now. Worst
Oh, go on
teammate you've
then.
ever had.
Fucking hell.
And if you're talking like old times, I want an old timer and a recent.
What in terms of gun skill or just pure worst teammate?
Worst gun skill teammate of all time. Worst teammate you've had of all time.
Gotta be Petey. And worst teammate, worst gun skill. Fucking hell. Um, I can't say some of the old lads. That's unfair. Um,
Give me like a name. Yeah, give me a name.
fuck it, Mark. Gotta be Mark.
Yeah.
In terms of like established players, it's gotta be Mark.
Favorite game you competed in?
Black Ops 2.
Best teammate of all time. Gun skill and just best teammate of all time.
Judge for both.
Respectable. Damn. Favorite org you've played for?
Well, has to be Splice, bro. I never played for a decent org other than Splice, really.
Worst org you played for, or worst org you've been a part of that
Gotta
people
be
wouldn't
Lightning
know.
Pandas.
Like,
I swear they were gonna swear they were gonna do a lick on us, bro. Because like, can't remember how much we was getting a month before we made the league. When we made the league, it was supposed to be like 9 bags each. That's 45 bags, bro. And then the coach as well. I don't know what Joel would have got. But bro, let's say 50 bags, bro, a month. Bro, Lightning Pandas ain't got 50 bags, bro. The parent company's probably got somewhat that could probably stretch that, but they ain't gonna put that into Lightning Pandas. We was definitely getting robbed out of our spot.
yeah, nah. Wait, 100%. Yeah, their parent company. I think they had a little bit of money, but nothing to like fund
Yeah,
it.
cut
Like honestly,
like Fear Crads, bro. I doubt he's got like half a mil to throw at this team for the year.
favorite event you've ever attended?
MLG Anaheim, any one of them.
I was hoping you would say that.
Number one.
Worst event you've attended of all time.
Oh shit. Gotta be like a fucking European one. Um one called Skyland. We didn't drop a map the whole event, but it was
Was
in a
that the one in the?
school
Was that the one in the booth
in
that was sweating?
classrooms. Nah, it was in
Oh my.
classrooms. Imagine like your school like your school has an event on, yeah, but it's in France, so it's like ghetto, like major ghetto run down to the point. And bro, the best thing about it, there was I don't know if it was a spectator or competitor at the tournament. He had a little some kids come down with baseball bats, yeah. So imagine like 20 little French kids, bro, like little French kids with baseball bats with all their little PSG tracksuits on and Inter Milan tracksuits on. You know how their dress code is. But this was like pre like 2013, so all these tracksuits weren't new. They were just run down with holes in, bro, and they got baseball bats for this kid, yeah. These kids hiding in the classroom where all these tournaments are going. Yeah, that anything Paris is a shithole. Anything Paris,
I hate Paris. All right,
shithole.
I'm gonna ask you top five best EU players that like whilst you competed.
What's the like? We're not including like the Kleenexes and whatnot or
Nah,
Hydras.
because I feel like obviously like you've
It's
seen
hot,
them.
yeah,
Obviously you've seen them play, but like you also played against them, so you know how good they are.
yeah. Um, what including myself or excluding?
Absolutely, include yourself.
Yeah, fucking me, Judd. Top five, me, Judd. Hmm. Ben. Does I say Ben? Yeah, Ben. Yeah, yeah, Ben. You. That Splice team. Shit. Oh, you got so many names. Juan, Joe, Reese, Tom. I gotta go. I love the way he played, Joe. Crazy art. The way he played was beautiful.
Yeah. I've always said Joe is the best .7 of all time.
Bro, he could drop a point 5. I'm still loving it. I'm still loving it, bro. What I saw from that, the first time I watched him play was Ghost. He played with Devar, and I weren't playing it for a team at the tournament, or I think I can't remember. I went there and I just put the headset on and started coaching them, bro. I was seeing the guy come out every life, come off spawn, and he end up in the other team spawn every time without being seen. Every time S
Every
and D,
time.
every game mode. I was like, this guy is doing finding routes. He's the route man, and he's getting paid for it. The route man is getting paid today. Every time I watched him, the route man got paid.
All right,
The way he played COD was crazy.
this gonna be a funny one because I already know one name you're putting in here.
Go on.
5 worst that you've played against.
I played against.
Yeah, and I'm not
What?
talking like,
Yeah, not no bum players.
yeah, like, 5 pros that like are known but you just think were like, ass.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, Reedy, Mark. Um, fuck. Watson, maybe. Nah, Watson was all right, bro.
I
He
think
just
Watson
couldn't
was
play
good.
with.
I think he was just an
He, he,
idiot.
he he just crumbled. I take Watson out. Uh, fuck. Who else was a free lick? Um,
Because you got to remember as well, like your Millennium team used to bop everyone. So like you can even.
yeah, but some people are actually all right. Like some people used to get bot, but they were actually all right. Um, um, fuck. I'm trying to think of some names. Um,
Like you had like the Exertus boys. You had the Hyper Games team, or you had like Nelson, Z, not Z,
Nick's
sorry,
all no Nick
Zed, Brian.
Throw Z in there. Another one. Nah, Nick was good. I rated Nick. Brian was okay. He wasn't completely trash. Um, can't lie. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, I ain't doing that one. Um, Ben Wright. Yeah, Ben Wright was a free lick. Wait, there's someone I'm missing.
I'm trying to find the
Uh,
trying to go to the Black Ops free like Pro League times. Um, where
See, like, I'll put the whole French scene in there. Fuck it, the whole French scene. The
yeah,
whole
I mean
Spanish, whole French scene, all the Europeans.
yeah,